What's up, everybody? How is it going? Let's see who's in here. So, guys, I was going to start this thing an hour and a half ago. Let me tell you the reason why I started so late. I went across the street while I was downloading some video type files, YouTube fishing type stuff. That's the wrong webcam, isn't it? Gosh dang it, guys. Hold on a second. Let me fix the webcam because this looks like poopy. Camera. Hey, there we go. I got it fixed. All right, so here's what happened. I went across the street, downloading videos, stuff like that, had some time to kill. It had just rained. Sometimes the bite's good after the rain, but I'm one of those people that, like, I love it right before the rain, but right after the rain, I don't like fishing lakes. I like going into the creeks where all the fish would have been washed, into because of the rain. You usually get a lot of bullheads and small bass and sunfish and stuff like that in the creeks that way. So I went to fish the lake just to see if I could reinforce myself that yes, the bite is good after it rains. You can catch plenty of nice fish after it rains. I was recording and everything. I had fished not the spot where I caught the 50 fish, but a little over like a couple hundred yards away from it. I mean, I cast it out 8 times and I caught 7 bluegills, and they were good chunky bluegills. I was like, dang man, the bite is hot. So I started making a video. It was going to be great. I actually got all my stuff to start live streaming because it was such a good bite. I was going to live stream up until a little before this unboxing right here, which thank you guys all for being in here. And right after I caught fish number 7 or 8, something like that, my boss calls me, which he's been trying to get me, which he's awesome. He's been trying to get me out to his private lake where he lives, it's good for bass. It's really, really good for crappie, especially around this time of year. It's got a lot of crappie in it. So I try to get out there because I've got crappie in my lake, but I cannot seem to really like get on more than a couple at a time. His lake, when you find them, you can usually sit there and cast around that area and catch like 10, 12 before having to move on somewhere else, sometimes more. And it was a great bite. And then I was all ready to, leave and get everything done. Well, end of the day, it starts storming and everything like that. We sat there and waited for a little bit. I fished. He went and got some work done because he's my boss. They do landscaping. So he went and painted some lines in someone's yard for some work we're going to do. But after that, we said, oh, well, I had to pee really bad, so we're going to go back to the dock and just fish a little bit longer and leave. At that point, I'd already moved the live stream to like 8 o'clock or something instead of 7:30 because I was like, I probably won't get back in time. But we start fishing off the dock, and I caught 2 fatty slabs. I mean, my PB for sure, I caught a 1.14, and then another one I haven't weighed yet because I kept it. And they were both like 15-inch crappies. They were good crappies. Then I caught plenty of bass, bluegill, whatever. Then I hooked up with an absolute freaking tank. Like my boss, it was at least 1.5, if not 2 pounds or more. A huge crappie. And I don't know what I did. I should have just waited a little longer. We didn't really have a net or nothing. We were fishing off a dock, and there was a little ledge and everything. I guess I should have went down and tried to lip it, like grab its mouth and pick it up. Well, instead, I grabbed the line and pick it up just to do the 1 foot pickup onto the dock. And it weighed so much, just the weight of the fish when I picked it up broke the line. And so it was probably a 4-pound line. Had to at least be a 2-pound crappie. It was a slab, and I don't normally catch a lot of big slabs. So that's why I'm late. The bite was hot. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys can relate, being a lot of fishermen, fisherwomen yourselves. So let me just say what's up to everybody. What up, Jeremy? What up, Jake? I just want to tell the story of why I'm late. I'm sure you guys understand. What up, Jake Martin? What up, Straight to the Point? What up, Sharina? Sorry for being late, everyone. Mike Irvin, Braden Daniel. Everybody, please hit that like button for me. It was a great day out there. I'm sorry I was late, and I'm going to unbox some nice baits for you guys. It is 9 o'clock my time. I got plans in the morning, and tonight I have to go cut open, I don't know, 19 crappie and some bluegills. We threw a lot back. So yeah, like 19 crappies, a couple bluegills, and some other sunfish and stuff like that. So I got to cut open some stuff after this. So it's about 9 o'clock now. I'm going to go to 11. So I'm going to go 2 hours. Not a normal Sunfish King marathon live stream. Hobbs said crappie fish. I need to email you back, Hobbs. I think you emailed me something. I need to email you back. I've been really busy, and I think I lost that email. So I'll find it again, and I'll email you back. My bad. Hobbs Outdoors said, crappie fish till they stop. We don't care as long as you start before midnight. Yeah, I appreciate that. The bite it was nuts. If we went out there with lights and stuff like that, it would have just picked up at night after a whole day of slaying them. It was absolutely crazy. My boss had a little fish finder thing on his boat, and the actual map we were looking at was like solid with fish. I've never seen so many fish. I may jump in, King. My wife's mom passed away on Wednesday, so I'm going to be here trying to get some things done. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Off the hook. I understand you got to deal with stuff like that. If you can't be in the live stream at all, I totally understand. But thank you. Off the Hook Outdoors is a huge supporter to the channel. Really, really, really good dude, Ted, who's typing right there. And so yeah, they're an awesome channel over there. So guys, make sure someone share the link, check them out. And I totally understand if you can't be in here. We all got things that we have to deal with. And again, I'm very sorry to hear that happen. That was my comment. Saying I'll be started by 9. Sorry, guys. What up, Cranking with Sawyer? Why ain't you streaming that, fool? That's what my boss was saying. He's like, bro, we should stream from this boat sometime when the crappie bite's hot. So one of these days, if I can figure out some way to mount my phone to some part of the boat, it'll probably be terrible with wind, but it is what it is. Yeah, we caught a lot. It would have been good, especially at the end when we got to the dock. We got into Jeremy. You know when you get to a stack of big ones, it's few and far between. But I mean, like when you find the big females stacked up, and they're not even too deep. They were chasing jigs up shallow. Most of the lake all day was, if you would cast at the bank, you'd probably get into some small males. If you would drop below the boat, you might get into some females. You might not, because they were probably there everywhere because there's so many of them. But it's a private lake. But a lot of them wouldn't bite, or you get just a little nip, and that's it, because they didn't seem to be biting as much. But then at the end of the day, as soon as it got dark at the dock, we got to a pile of fatties, and it was awesome. Sunfish Assassin said he can't wait. That was a little bit before I started. Yeah, thanks for being here, Sunfish Assassin. That dude's awesome, guys. Definitely check out Sunfish Assassin. And then Tips Icy, also giant supporter to the channel as well, guys. A lot of awesome people in here. So Tips Icy recently also donated to my kayak fund. So eventually I'm going to be out there in a nice kayak, getting into all types of fish. Snags and Drags, what's up, man? I don't want to go through and say check out everybody, but yeah, check out Snags and Drags too. Been making some really nice bass and trout videos lately, and they're super entertaining in every way. Like catching good fish, saying funny stuff, getting into shenanigans with his buddies sometimes. He says, yee! Cranking. What up, Harrison? Let me know what you're thinking about for Multi-Species Weekly. I am going to email Stan the Man and Epic Catfish, and we're going to try to get both of them. One of these weeks, I'll find out a week that works for them. We're going to try to get both of them, and I think we can do it because they both expressed interest, for a catfish discussion. It's going to be awesome. But I want to do that on your channel, man, because I want to get a lot of people in there for you. I want to get you some watch time, and I know that you've been live streaming a little longer than me. When you live stream, you tend to get some bigger names in there, and then they can share it out and get more people in. So I think that would be awesome to do one of the weeks on your channel. So find out when it works for them, and then we'll just do it on your channel. But let me know what you want to talk about for this coming Multi-Species Weekly. I'm fine talking whatever. If we don't even want to have a plan and we just want to do a Q&A, like you guys just literally ask us fishing questions or tell fishing stories, that'd be cool too, because I really don't care. I just haven't decided what to talk about for Multi-Species Weekly yet. What's up, Manel? And then Living Emin Outdoors said, hello, everyone. I still need to email you about a few things and get with you about an interview soon, but I'm going to try to be interviewing them over there with Living Emin Outdoors. They got a nice channel. Hobbs. Carpin, sup? Only my ears in the stream. Driving interstate. Yeah. If I would hate for someone to get into a wreck or something watching one of my live streams. So definitely, man, listen to it if you can. Appreciate you for being in here, but don't feel like you have to contribute to the chat if it's going to make you take your eyes off the road for sure. What up? Is that Ill Fishing? Is that Illinois Fishing? I don't think I've seen you in the live streams before. So if you're new to the live streams, let us know. Thanks for being in here. I'm about to unbox. I wasn't just saying it, y'all. I just hit myself in the face. I am very clumsy. I got two mystery tackle boxes, and I am going to unbox these things for you. One of them, I don't know which one. I'm going to pop them open and take a sneak peek myself. One of them has panfish and trout. One of them has bass in it. And I'm going to want you guys to vote. So I'm working my way down the chat, but go ahead and say panfish and trout or bass, whichever one you want me to open first. Because some of you might have to leave, you know, before, like we're only going 2 hours with this thing, but some of you might have to leave before we're over. So if you want to see the panfish and trout ones really bad first, because you usually get the bass ones or something like that, let me know. I'm taking a vote right now. Say panfish and trout, or just say panfish, trout, like either one of those. I'll open the panfish and trout box first, or say bass if you want to see me open the bass box first. I think I normally open. I think people normally vote bass, and I open that one first. But yeah, I got both of those. And then if there's any time at the end, there probably won't be because I freaking talk a lot and I like to answer you guys and keep it interactive. If there's any time at the end, if anybody didn't see the Mega Mondo super awesome Supreme #1 Uber tackle box, mystery tackle box, and it's not just a normal like black mystery tackle box. There's a bunch of extra stuff stuffed in here. But Kentucky Guy, who is sponsoring this live stream right now, his link should be in the description for this video. I'm sure you guys know about his awesome channel. If not, check it out. Kentucky Guy Fishing actually did a giveaway that I ended up winning and had a bunch of freaking really nice baits in there, and he just stuffed it full of awesome baits. So if there's any time at the end and anyone wants to just real quick see any of the stuff in here or talk about it, if you didn't see that, let me know. But I'm going to see what people are saying, what I missed. I'm going to see what people voted for, and then we're going to start crack-a-lacking some baits out. Sharp Vision TV, Tuesday the wave worm should arrive. I filmed a tiny little short video today, Sunfish Assassin, where I said, like, shout out Sunfish Assassin, he's awesome. He gave me these wave worms, stuff like that. And I was probably just going to put that short video together at some point just to see if any of my viewers wanted to go check you out, because you have a very similar channel as far as, like, you do your own thing. It's unique, but we both like multi-species fishing. We both love sunfish and, like, basically anything else we can catch. We both think that worms basically can catch anything live, as far as live worms, and then we both do a lot of catch and release and a lot of catch and cooks, stuff like that. So very, very awesome channel over there, an awesome dude that I've known for a while. So I actually made a little short video. I'll probably put that out at some point. I don't know when that'll be, but what I'm more excited about really is getting out and doing some fishing with those wave worms. I almost did it today and then got called to go do some crappie fishing, which we used like Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and we tore it up. Thank you, Snags, for sharing links. What up, Russ Meg? Is it Winnebago? No. Like where I was fishing the private? No, that was it was Creekmore, but it's private, so no one can go there unless they live there. So they really don't want people going there. I will not go there unless, well, you know, my boss takes me or something like that. Because if someone comes up there and asks, you know, how did, you know, what are you doing up here? Where do you live? I don't want to be that dude. Like, I actually don't live here because you're not supposed to go up there. I don't want to pressure their lake and all that crap. It's like an expensive neighborhood and stuff. But I will go there. I will go there when I'm allowed to, when I'm fishing with someone who lives there. Casey Fish Page, I'm telling you, I have an extra kayak if you want to get out sometime. No, I just, I believe you sent me a friend request on Facebook today. I probably write this down. I got a lot, I'm like dumb busy, but I am trying to remember to send you a message about that Casey Fish Page. And then also, if you still want to like trade a hat for a hat or something, we could do that at the same time. But yeah, I would definitely not mind getting out and doing some stuff like that at some point, getting together and fishing, something like that. So I need to hit you up for sure. I really appreciate that offer. The only reason I haven't hit you up is because I've been incredibly busy interviewing for college and stuff like that. I'm seeing if I can get into grad school this coming semester, like last minute. If not, I might have to wait. What up, Nate V? Very, very awesome guy there. Great supporter. Panfish. Oh, everybody's saying panfish. All right, so Snag said panfish. Russ Meg said panfish. Ignatius, what up, man? Me and Terry were tearing them up, so I could not start this live stream on time. I was out there on the dock, and I think Terry said that you texted him and said, isn't Kieran supposed to be going live? And I was like, crap, I need to switch my live stream time to even later. We were dude, he said that you caught some good ones the other day, which is awesome, man. we got at the end of the day got into some like 15-inch long, like ridiculous fish. All right, so outdoors said bass. We got panfish. Panfish, fool. Panfish. What up, Sunfish? Yo, Nay. Hey, Fishing Chick, how's it going? I'm excited. Guys, check out Fishing Chick's channel. Got a little like trailer about what's coming up. Fishing with the dogs and some exciting stuff. I think it's Arizona that you're going to be going around doing like a fishing tour, I think. I believe that's right. But yeah, check that out. I'm pretty excited to see what type of fish and what type of adventures you get into. Everyone said panfish, so we're doing it for sure. Jeremy said, what are you doing, you knucklehead? I'm screwing up, man. Screwing everything up. We have a clear winner, panfish. Yes, we do. Oh, thanks, Outdoor Life, for hook setting, living in and outdoors. Yeah, living in and outdoors. They do a little bit of hunting, I believe. I think they are doing some turkey hunting or talked about doing some turkey hunting recently in one of their live streams. They do definitely a lot of nice fishing, and then I think they had some maple syrup or some type of syrup that they were that they actually collected and were making. A lot of like interesting outdoor stuff there. So great channel. Thank you for hook setting to them. I don't think you'll regret that. I think you'll like their content. I can't fish. It's cold. I can't, like, the only reason I'm stalling so much is because my hands are still it's been really cold out there today. My hands are freaking frozen. They're stiff and barely moving. Thank you guys, 15 people, for being in here. Hit that like button if you want to see some awesome baits, because we're about to get into some awesome baits within like 1 minute, maybe 2 at the most. I am going to bug you about something. All right. You can bug me about something. Let's see. I'd like to get into crappie fishing as well. It was awesome. We caught some nice fish. Yeah, I hope you do get into some nice crappie. That's fine, Ignatius. Thanks for being in here. All right, so big announcement. The most recent, like, awesome supporter to the channel. Biggest donation towards my kayak fund. Really told me I could do whatever I want with it, but I'm going to probably put it towards the kayak fund and then towards sponsoring my live streams as well, kind of split it up. Great Outdoors Exploring. So if you guys could go check out Great Outdoors Exploring, I'm not sure how many hook sets they have. I think it's like 49. You could get them up to 50. I might be thinking of the wrong channel as far as number, but I don't care how many you get them to. But please just check out the channel and consider hook setting and showing some of the same support and some of the love that they have shown me by being an awesome supporter. So if you guys could check out Great Outdoors and get some Sunfish Squad members over there saying what's up, commenting, liking, stuff like that, that would be fantastic. So I just want to say thank you, Great Outdoors Exploring, for that. Really, really helps. I've had a lot of crap happen lately, so my funds that I could funnel towards the channel are basically zero at this point. Like, I've been dealing with, I got 2 flat tires in a week. It's just random coincidence. I don't even get into all of it. A lot of expenses and ridiculous stuff, but I'm broke, and so that stuff really, really helps. But I'm not going to tell anyone to donate or anything like that. Just that the link is down there if anybody does want to help out with the channel, and I try to do big shout outs for stuff like that. But we're about to open this this panfish tackle box. And Great Outdoors, you say you've been fishing. Let me know what you caught. Or if you didn't catch anything, let me know what you were fishing for. When are you going to reply to my email? No, maybe you didn't hear me. I said at the beginning I was going to reply to your email when I can. Like, it's been a while. I kind of forgot about it and stuff like that, but I'll get to it when I can. Like, I don't think I can stress you guys how busy I am. I really don't think I can. What up, Eric Burnside? Eric, I lost internet connection because I was freaking driving while I was watching your live stream when you were fishing. And then when I tried to come back onto it, my boss called me and he was tearing up crappie and had me come out and tear up some crappie with him. So I apologize. I never got to see how your day went. So let me know if you ended up catching anything at that spot, Eric. I'm very curious to know. You had a good live stream going. There was a lot of cool people in there when I had to leave. Everybody's saying what's up to the 2 flats suck. Oh, the second flat was worse. The first flat I had coming because it was an old crappy tire. There was probably an original tire on a vehicle with almost 100,000 miles, which is insane. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I know I'm crazy. But my grandma had it and she babied it, so it was like brand new, even when it was at 50,000 miles, which is crazy. Second tire was a brand new tire I just bought and had put on 4 days before, 3-4 days before, and boom, popped. And I was on the way to go fishing, so it freaking took a lot of time out of my fishing day. More pike? Yeah, guys, check out Great Outdoors Exploring if you're interested in pike fishing. I think pike are awesome. And I was watching was it a 5 or something minute video? It's not too long. Earlier about dude catching pike from the bank, and it was a pretty good video. Pretty nice little pike. I've never caught a pike, so I was pretty jealous. All right, guys. Thank you for the hook set. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And if you're going to hook set to people, please try. I know it's hard. Try to either ring the notification bell, try to get in there and watch one of their videos and comment and like it and stuff like that. YouTube has been, you'll get like, I know this probably happened to some of you guys. You'll get some hook sets from one of my live streams. A day or two later, you'll lose some of those hook sets, and it's really weird. You're like, are people unsubscribing to me? If people don't watch a couple minutes of one of your video, YouTube usually automatically unsubscribes to prevent a lot of sub for sub. There's a lot of live streams where people would come on and they'd have like 100 people sub for sub to each other, and no one would end up being incoming viewers. And YouTube was kind of against that, which makes sense. I know it's hard, but just try at some point. Here's what I do in a live stream. Anyone I want to check out, I make a list. I write it down. I try to go watch a little bit of their videos later, and if I like it, if they seem like a cool person, or if they were real supportive in the live stream, I will subscribe to them, ring the bell, everything like that, and then I've already watched a little bit of their stuff, so it should work. Congrats on 50 hook sets. Yeah, for Great Outdoors. What up, Ryder? Reptile, how's it going? Yeah, it happens for sure. Chain pickerel in Georgia are called jackfish. I just found out that there's at least one lake in Missouri, probably more, that has chain pickerel. So I need to, it's hours away. I need to find out if there's any closer, but I need to get out and catch some chain pickerel. That's the closest I'm going to get to catching pike, except there's one lake in Missouri. They stock muskie. Nowhere near me, but there's one lake in Missouri they stock muskie. So if I could try for muskie, I'll be calling up Ted from Off the Hook Outdoors and getting some muskie tips, because that dude catches some, I mean, freaking fish bigger than him. You've only caught crappie by accident while fishing for bluegill. So if you can explain the tackle and how to use it when you take it out of the box. Oh, that's all this is about. Yeah, let's do it right now. Let's get to it. So we're going to do the panfish one first. When I open these baits, I'll try to explain how I would use it, what I would use it for, and I'll also ask you guys. Because a lot of times we'll have people in the chat who have different ideas, different techniques, or even more experience than I am, for sure, because I've only been fishing a year and a half. It's got freaking tape on it. Should have brought it. Guys, if you're going to do an unboxing video, and I gave this advice before, and I'm not following my own advice. If you're going to do an unboxing video, have a knife. Because you're probably going to have to cut some baits, or cut some boxes open. Not cut some baits. What am I saying? Oh, I got so many notifications. All right, maybe I can use my fork. Hold on. It worked. It freaking worked. And I have dinner right here. I just made it. I haven't eaten in hours. And I kind of feel weird like eating on the live stream, but I might have to take a couple bites of my food. I apologize. All right, so that is the bass one. I can tell just by looking at it. We're going to open that one second, which is cool, because that way all the bass people won't run up out of here after I open that before I open the panfish one. So guys, hit that like button if you want to see some awesome baits. These are panfish and trout baits. Fishing Chick, she said she fishes for bluegill a lot, but she never really fishes for crappie. She's only caught crappie as bycatch when she's fishing for bluegill. So, oh my goodness, my throat. Hold on, guys. I don't know what's going on today. Oh, I just came from being on a boat for hours with nothing to drink. Throat is so freaking dry. Now I'm crying. As I was saying, I'm going to try to explain how I would use some of these baits for bluegill, crappie, trout, etc. And you guys can also give your advice on how you would use these same baits. Sorry for crying on my live stream. My throat is so dry. This is the PANFISH and TROUT box. All right, guys. So there it is. It's open. I haven't taken anything out yet. What up, gripping and ripping fishing? As soon as Eric got off live, you landed too. Why does it always go like that, man? Why does it always got to be like that? I know exactly how that feels. Hobbs went bass fishing the other day and brought a chatterbait because he's never used one. I like chatterbaits. First cast, he got hung at a tree and you lost it. Well, don't let that discourage you from using chatterbaits. Anybody, if you really like chatterbaits, if you think chatterbaits work good, comment in the chat because I think they work pretty good. I like the Guggen Squad clickbait. That's what I've been throwing around along with some other stuff. I'm telling you, cranks have been killing it right now. Whether it's crawl or baitfish imitations, cranks have been killing it right now. A lot of red colors have been doing good. Spinners and chatterbaits, like we're talking about, have also been doing good. And then I've heard people tearing it up on Senkos as well. It seems like more of the down south in warm water places, the Senkos are working better right now. But there's 20 people and 17 likes. That means 3 of you guys need to hit that like button. Or else I'm not opening. No, I'm just joking. Let's get to the baits, guys. So let's see. It's your live stream. It's my live stream. I can cry if I want to. Sunfish Assassin. I bought a topwater frog last year, $9. First cast, high in a tree, lost it. I hate that crap. Did you guys see me at the beginning of my second live stream the other day? Was it the second one? No, it was the first one. It was the middle of the first one. Actually, it's the beginning of the first one. I don't even know what I'm saying. It was before I caught the actual carp, so it was within the first 39 minutes of the first one. I saw a carp across the dock from me, and then I thought he moved over, like, in front of me. I was like, oh, I'll put a bobber on. I'll cast in front of him. I don't like using bobbers. I normally don't use bobbers. First cast up in the tree, and I'm like, and it's up there, and everyone's just like, LOL, LMAO in the freaking chat, and I'm like, gosh, dang it. But luckily, I got everything back, and even if I didn't, it would have been a bobber, a weight, a swivel, and a snelled hook, and a little piece of worm that unfortunately would have just sat up there and roasted to its death after being impaled by my hook, which is a terrible death for a worm. But yeah, that wouldn't have been very expensive to lose all that stuff in a tree, not like a $9 frog or anything like that. Snag said he caught his PB bass on a mini chatterbait. Ooh, a mini chatterbait. He's going to be posting tomorrow. That's what's up, guys. Definitely, if you haven't hooked at Snags, go check out Snags' video tomorrow. It's going to be about catching a PB bass. So 1, congratulations for that. And 2, I can't wait to see that. Mo Creek said, love chatterbaits. No Guggen stuff, though. Why? That Guggen clickbait's great. You say you don't have Guggen stuff or you don't like Guggen stuff? That Guggen, and I don't like go out and buy Guggen. It comes in these mystery tackle boxes, and that gives me an excuse to use them. I don't have my rod with me because it's out in my car because I was out on the boat with it today. But yeah, it's Guggen Squad clickbait just has a little bit more of a noise that it makes. In addition to the chattering, I guess you would call it, blade on it, it's got these little beads that slide up and down it as it goes. And I caught a decent bass on it out of a pond, and one of the only times I've actually bass fished of this year. Chatterbaits are awesome. You feel that vibrating, and then boom, the vibration stops and the tension is on. Yeah, it was my first ever fish on a bait caster. Was a chatterbait, so I'm kind of biased. I'm really into sugar pins at the moment. What is that, homie? What does that mean? Carpin. I'm dumb. I don't know. Yeah, 2 of you guys are punks, LOL. Yeah, which 2 of you guys ain't hit the like button yet? No, you guys aren't punks. They're just slow to get to it. They've been so enthralled and entertained and hanging on to every single word that's come out of my mouth during this live stream that they haven't even had time to go hit the like button. They're just like, what is Sunfish going to say next? LOL, Jeremy. What up, straight to the point? Yeah. Oh, you don't have any? Okay, I thought you were just like anti-Guggen or something. I was almost anti-Guggen before I got that stuff because I just thought it was like super expensive and just not really different. And I realized that there's like they put a lot of research into their stuff and they try to make it different. And some of it is not too expensive. And their stuff works, so not much. Filmed a bunch today and did a turkey hunt. Okay. You get a bird? Did you get a bird, or did you at least see some good ones that were actually responsive? 3.6 what? Oh, you're fine, gripping and ripping. Okay. Oh, outdoor live film today. That's what's up. What'd you film? All right, guys, we're gonna get straight to it. So, I got a little list for myself of what's in here, so I can tell you the exact name and not sound dumb. And the cool thing about it, it's got a price list. So I'll tell you right now, there's no heavy hitters. There usually isn't in the PANFISH thing. I have had some like $12.99 lures. There's nothing in here that's more than like $7 for one item. Sometimes in the bass box, you'll get a $15 item. But you always get a sticker with it, so that's pretty cool. It's a little flex and fish. It says Catch Company right there on the bicep. Fish is just pumping iron right there. That's a fish that would pull some drag for sure. That's a fighter. So let's go with the cheapest item first. All right, guys. And these look exciting. I was fishing for, and the hooks on them are more smaller, maybe for bluegills or trout more than they are for crappie, because I like a bigger hook on crappie and definitely like more of that sickle shaped hook for the crappie jigs. However, today I was using these exact type of hooks for the crappie and it was working fine. I was missing some bites and I wish that I had bigger hooks, but this is what my boss likes to use and they were working. So what we were using was unpainted 1/16 ounce jigs that they had, you know, a ball head on them. These have more of a flat head. They are painted. They have an eye, big eye jigs, and these are 1/32. So they're better for fishing along banks. For trout, you know, you really don't need super heavy ones unless you're doing heavy current. For bluegill, stuff like that. But if you're going to be doing like vertical jigging, if you're going to be fishing like the way we were doing for crappie, a lot of it today, we were doing both, fishing off banks, fishing near docks, and then also fishing straight under the boat, straight under docks and stuff like that. If you're going to be doing vertical jigging and you have any depth at all, you probably want a little heavier than 1/32 because that'll flutter forever before it hits the bottom. You probably want a 1/16. But these would be really good for fishing chick. Guys, comment what you would use these with and what fish you would use them for. But what I would do with these right here, fishing chicks wanting to know. So for crappie, I guess, for bluegill, I just kind of work around the bank, throw it at the bank. And that's like your multi-species way to do it. If you're in a boat, go around the shallow bank, especially if you're marking fish, if you have a fish finder. Throw it at the bank. Maybe let it sink a little bit unless you're throwing it really shallow. And then and again, I should probably say what I'm going to put on there. I'm putting a soft plastic like a jig on there. I'll show you. Kind of like one of these guys. This is basically what we were using today to catch all the crappie. I just like a little bit bigger of a hook, but this will catch a lot of different fish. But you would use a head like this, and you would rig that body on there instead of the head that I have. And just stick it through there. Stick it through the back of the fish. Some people do the belly, but I like to stick to the back of the fish. And then it makes it look like, you know, a little baby minnow or something. So if you're standing on the bank, I'd throw sideways and fish along the bank. Like I said, if you're in super shallow water, start retrieving as soon as it hits. If you're in a little deeper, let it sink a little. If you're throwing out and you know it's deep, let it sink and watch that line pendulum and see if it goes tight or super slack really quick. That means you're getting a bite. But I like to have, today I was using probably a 4.5 foot rod, pretty small rod, and it was an ultralight, and put like 4-pound line on there and just jig it. There's a couple ways to do it. Some people just straight retrieve, especially at the end of the day when we were dropping it straight down, we were just straight retrieving, no jigging. But if you're not getting bites like that, either do one twitch every once in a while or start erratically do a couple twitches. Some people constantly sit there and jig or twitch, which means all you're trying to do, this is a terrible rod to show this with because it's a bigger rod than you would probably be jigging with most types of jigs, unless you're doing some bass type of thing. But yeah, jigging, all I mean is boop, boop. You're either doing like a big 5 or 6 inch like tilt with the tip of the rod, or you're doing small 1 to 3 inch movements with the rod, and they can be as erratic, as quick, as spastic as you want. It kind of just depends what the fish are biting. Sometimes they want that wiggle in there, and then sometimes they want it super slow. So, like I said, either throw it at the bank, throw it along the bank, work it different depths, let it sink, and just jig it. Just jig it. And if you see it in the water, if it's clear enough, it should look like a little minnow swimming, but then kind of struggling, like it's almost dying or something like that. When you drop it straight down, we were getting bites on the drop, which it's really hard to hook up with the fish that way. But you see the thing flutter down. I was using blackened chartreuse, so when that yellow on the side of the soft plastic turns, it really puts off this flash and this glow and looks like a struggling fish. And the crappie were tearing it up today. And so you let it drop to whatever depth you think they're hitting. I usually start by dropping pretty much all the way to the bottom. You know, you watch your line when it stops coming off the spool, it's hit the bottom. And I slowly reel up and pop, pop, slowly reel up, pop. Or if I don't need to jig, if they're at the end of the day today, they were actually hitting more when I wouldn't jig the tip of the rod, when I would just slowly retrieve up. And it just looks like a little swimming minnow at that point. It's swimming upwards. So just mess around with different colors and different retrieves. And I'm curious to see what you guys are saying about how you would use them. Thank you. I almost forgot. Nate V said put a night crawler on it. 100%. So jig head, and I usually, again, I'm weird with the painted jig heads with the eyes on them. A lot of people like them. I'm a big fan because you're not ever going to probably go wrong with an unpainted jig head. It's probably not going to scare a fish away. If you get the wrong like color combo, a super bright green one with maybe like a pink or something like that, it's just like sometimes that'll kill it. Sometimes you just scare a fish away by a little too much flash or that eye or something like that. That's a personal preference though. Some people do not have any issue using the ones with the eye. Me and my boss were using unpainted jig heads all day. But what I was getting at is for walleyes, for bullheads, and even for panfish and stuff, and there's all different types of ways to do this. Put a night crawler on here, and you can vertical jig it, like for walleyes, for stuff like that. You can toss it out in a creek, let it sit for a little bit, slowly jig it or slowly work it along the bottom, stuff like that. I've even just bottom fished just with this on a jig head, just because you can go from jigging it or just leaving it on the bottom and bottom fishing with it if it has enough weight to cast, things like that. This is a 1/32. I probably wouldn't put a night crawler on this one. I'd probably put a night crawler on a 1/16, which is twice as heavy. But this is what the package looks like. It's by FLE Fly. I really need this to autofocus on me, but it's not going to. It's by FLE Fly, Big Eye Baits. There's 3 in there. It's a 1/32 ounce. So yeah, and you can jig night crawlers or other like leeches, stuff like that, for all different types of fish. So that's also another way to use these things. Eric B, how did the live go after I left? He said that he got on 2 fish after he ended the live, I think, which is like, oh, that's upsetting. Use all 3 jigs at once. Okay, yeah, thanks, Nate. Okay, so Nate keeps bringing up really good points. Especially a fishing chick still in here. Here's what a lot of people do for crappie, especially if they're really grinding, if it's winter, if they're really trying to catch them and the bite hasn't been good. When the bite's really good for crappie, you can use minnows, you can use jigs. They should hit most colors. You just got to find them and find some active ones. When the bite's not amazing for crappie and the color really matters with jigs and stuff like that, and a lot of people like to try 2 different colors at once, or they'll like whatever. They will tie and they'll double or triple jig. And I've never tried it. I almost double jigged one day and then the bite picked up. You put your line through one and you leave some extra line when you tie it, or some people will just tie it and tie another line on, whatever. There's a way to do it, and I haven't done it, so I'm not exactly sure. You can definitely look it up, how to tie on a double jig for crappie or whatever. And you'll put them 12 inches, 6 inches. I probably wouldn't do 6. I'd probably do at least like 8 inches apart. But some people do as far as like 18 inches apart, or even more, 24 inches apart. So when they jig them, these both move at once. So 1, twice the chance of attracting a fish, seeing one of these out of the corner of their eye. 2, twice the chance of hooking a fish. And I've even seen people hook up with 2 crappie at once with these things. So Thank you, Nate, for helping me out. Another way to use these freaking things. So hopefully that helps you guys. Let's see. Fish and Chick said awesome. Nothing much. They're sweet. Thanks, G. I'm going to get to the next bait. Guys, I freaking chugged a monster on the way here, and then I've already chugged half this monster. I have to pee already. So, I'm going to open up the next item here. Guys, I want you to tell me in the chat before I get back. I'll be gone for like a minute or two. I'll be right back. Let me know what your favorite way to catch crappies is. Do you prefer jigs? Do you prefer minnows? Suspended jigging, which is something I didn't mention, and you can use that with the night crawlers or with the soft plastic. You basically put these under a bobber, and if there's current, it'll move it itself. I like to throw them out suspended jigging. You do different depths if you find out where the crappie are biting. I like to throw it a little bit out from the bank when the crappie bite's pretty good, and especially if there's like weeds or something down there you don't want to get into. And I'll just leave it, pop it back a little bit, pop it back a little bit, and you just watch that bobber to see it go under. And I've done pretty good at some places with that. So let me know. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm curious to see when I get back what you guys are saying as far as your favorite way to catch crappie. Do you like jigs? Do you like spinners, like beetle spins, stuff like that? Do you like minnows? What is your favorite way to do it? So that was the first item. $2.79 value for those. It's just a 3-pack of jig heads. I like to go a little cheaper. There's some stores around here. My boss told me today he gets like 100 or 150 pack of those jig heads for like $8. So the ones that he uses. So I need to get a deal like that. But I'm curious to use these and see how they do. Obviously, that flat head is going to have more of a wobble action when you jig it, as opposed to the round heads, which will move more straight through the water. I don't think they used to exist back in the day, the flat ones like that. People used to take screwdrivers, or not screwdrivers, I'm an idiot. People used to take pliers and flatten down the jig heads and make them kind of more flat like this one is. So that actually has a completely different action on the drop and when you're moving it than your normal ball type jig head. I'll be back in a second, see what you guys are saying. Gotta go to the restroom. If anyone joins in, tell them I'll be back in 1 minute. All right. About to check the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out and still being in here. I have to take a bite of my food because I'm really hungry. I made some little banquet meals, frozen meals. Got a little pizza, mac and cheese. All right. See what all these awesome people are saying. Nate said, "I got you, bro." Yeah, thanks, Nate. Nate knows a lot of different fishing techniques, man. He was letting me know that you can fish these things a lot more than just one way. Good point. Straight to the point. No pun intended. He said 2 colors and 2 sizes. The bigger chasing the little jig. So maybe put a 1/32 head on the top one with 1 color. Put a 1/16 on the bottom one. Weighs a little bit more. And put a different color. That way you can experiment. If they keep hitting the freaking, like you keep catching fish on, let's say, the top orange one, and the black and chartreuse one ain't doing crap for you, which is rare because black and chartreuse is a great go-to color for soft plastics. If you've never tried what I'm talking about, using these Bobby Garland soft plastics and stuff like that, you go to the store and you're like, holy crap, there's 50 different colors of these things, which there are 50 different colors of these things. start getting a couple colors. Get something that's clear with some sparkles, some shad type color, you know, gray and black, something like that. And then get yourself a black and chartreuse. There's some other awesome colors too. I would at least get something off the wall, like a electric chicken, which is, I think, yellow and pink or something like that. But yeah, there's some crazy colors. But I would say definitely start with either a black and chartreuse, or this is one of my go-tos as well, black and red with chartreuse tail, and it's got glitter on the tail. Lots of different colors, and those are far from the only soft plastics that you can go with. You can do tubes, which my boss uses tubes on those same heads so that he doesn't have to change his head out. But they make tube jig heads that are more, you know, they hide the head and everything. They go inside here, and they're more appropriate to use with these. All freaking types of curly tails. Things with, I don't know if you'd call it a paddle tail or what, but like almost a tiny little swim bait looking thing. Lots of different types of soft plastics to put on there. And then make crazy stuff with little split double tails, and that's not even the half of it. So those are your jig heads for crappie, panfish, trout, walleye. I caught some decent bass on little jig heads like these today with those crappie jigs. So they can catch a lot of different types of fish. We caught black crappie, white crappie, bluegill, bass, and green sunfish. So 5 different species on those. And I've caught trout on them before. I've hooked up with catfish and carp on them. I don't know if I've landed any. But like I said, you can also catch walleye and stuff on them. So see what people are saying. Put a minnow on it. No, those aren't minnow hooks. This is a size 6 hook. So I would definitely not put unless, all right, so you're not wrong. If you do the micro fishing like I do, like not the minnows you can get from the store, but if you actually go out with a net or you actually do micro fishing like me, I actually catch them on a hook, size 26, size 30 hook. You catch these little freaking red shiners, sand shiners, carmine shiners, things like that. They are tiny. You can put them on these and put them under a bobber or something, and you can throw those out and catch bluegills and like sunfish and stuff like that on them, even small bass and even crappie. But if you want to use common shiners, you want to use fathead minnows, you want to use like the types of things that people are normally using for crappie, he's not wrong about how to use, another application, I should say, for jig heads. But these are not the right size or the right shape for putting a minnow on there. You want, and if I can't find them, I apologize. They're sickle-shaped hooks. They're bigger. You want it. I think a 4 or a 2 is perfect. Even a size 1 if you're using really big, like common shiner. But a size 4 or a size 2 hook. And I really hope I can find some of these jig heads I'm talking about. I know I have them somewhere. Oh, freaking butt. But yeah, they're a bigger jig head. They're more of a sickle. They're like more of a V shape, like the Pro V bend or whatever. Gosh dang it! Somewhere I have a million soft plastics, and I don't know where they are. Is that a package of them? No, it's not. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but they're bigger. They're normally 1/16 or 1/8. And yeah, your minnow hooks are going to be a bigger size. That sucks that I don't have them right here on hand. But yeah, I don't use minnows necessarily for crappie most of the time, but a lot of people do, and they do work. And a lot of times in the winter, if they're not hitting jigs, sometimes they will be hitting actual minnows. Sunfish Assassin wants to go on the record and say he strongly dislikes night crawlers. All right, so when I say night crawlers, I just mean worms in general. I got into that whole thing where you just say something in general. So, like, I know a lot of people, they'll spray whatever spray and they'll call it Febreze because Febreze is the name brand. They might be using Glade. They might be using something else. They're like, oh, get the Febreze. I do the same thing with night crawlers. I'll get any type of worms, call them night crawlers. Now, in my local bait shops, there's more than 2 types of worms. There's two types of worms I buy. There's the weird green worms and red worms and the not normal red worms. There's these, like, colored ones. And they don't come in the fridge. They come on top of the fridge. And every time I've opened them, they've been melted and disgusting. I don't understand what those are. But inside the fridge, and I normally mean Walmart, but they also have them at a couple other places, there's the Bill Dance red worms. They're called big red worms, but they're anything but big. They're small, they're skinny, they wiggle. Sometimes they're too small to get on a hook, but they're normally perfect size for what I fish for. Then there's the night crawlers, which come 18 in a pack, Canadian night crawlers. They are fat, they are huge. I don't like them for most things, especially panfish and and stuff like that. When I was out there catching the 50 fish the other day, when I was out there today, and I could have had an amazing live stream out there, I just went to my boss's boat instead, and we didn't have anything set up to live stream. We just wanted to nail some fish. I was using those red worms, which are smaller, they're skinnier. I love those a lot better than night crawlers. So that's really what I meant when I was saying night crawlers. However, if I have been catching small bluegills all day in a place that I know there's bass, I know there's catfish, stuff like that, I will take a bigger hook, sometimes like a big hook, like a bass hook or a circle hook, and I'll put 2 or 3 bad night crawlers on them. Bluegills can peck at those all day, but if that's going to catch you something, if something's going to bite on that, it's going to be a freaking big fish. So I have applications for a lot of things. I do have applications for night crawlers, but no, I generally don't buy them. Now, last 2 times I went to the store, I bought like 5 packages, because I buy a lot of worms. I bought like 5 packages of the red worms. And like every time I bought 1 or 2 packs of the night crawlers as well. Another thing, when it turns late and gets to nighttime, I like to put the night crawlers on. I don't know why. I think that maybe the extra size, the fact that at night the bluegills stop biting and it's more catfish and more bigger fish, and oftentimes we'll catch bass at night on worms, which is interesting. Night crawlers tend to do better at night as well. I wouldn't say necessarily better, but I seem to prefer switching to them at night. So I have applications for a lot of things. I wouldn't say I strongly dislike night crawlers, but I strongly prefer the red worms. I'd like to try your Louisiana pinks or whatever you say that are the best worms ever. Those sound interesting, but you also say those are pretty big as well. So let me know what you don't like about actual night crawlers. Thanks for all the detail. I appreciate it for sure. And everyone in the chat too, who also helped with all your advice and all your comments and how you would fish things. Suck at catching them. I suck at catching like big loads of crappie at most places. This private lake's pretty awesome. I don't think anywhere else I've gotten to like big buckets of crappie. It's usually like, I think the most I got into, like James A. Reed, I got into like 8 one day, something like that. And that was the suspended jigging that I was talking about. And I think I caught 50 green sunfish that day. So I wouldn't say it was effective, efficient way to catch crappie. They were super shallow. I was catching a lot of small males, but the green sunfish were smashing it way more. Sunfish Assassin said minnows. Minnows work really good for crappie. I just like jigging for some reason. Bobber and jig below, sometimes 2 jigs. Yep, works really well. So you suspended jig, and you find out what depth they are. You probably use like a slit bobber or something and set the depth. Off the hook, it said butterworms a few times, and I've never used those. But they use butterworms for crappie. They really like them. Yeah, they won't go for crappie. Won't go for normal worms unless it's like the heat of the spawn and they are super shallow, or pre-spawn or whatever. Like when like the time of the year when they're hitting docks and they're incredibly shallow and everything's crazy, they'll probably go for worm and bobber. But I've never used butterworms. I don't think they sell them around here. But apparently they're the larva of something. I think I looked them up sometime. Jig or like a suspended jig. It says Mike Costello. Thanks for being in here, Mike Costello. Jigs on a slit float as soon as you pinpoint the depth the crappie you're at. Okay, yeah. So would you start out jigging without the slit float and just jig all over the place and try to find out about where they are, and then put the slit float on and try to leave it about there? And Mo Creek, do you fish, is this in a river or creek where there's flow to keep it moving, or do you do it in a lake and just leave them there? I saw a guy today. We were fishing. He goes, I haven't gotten any crappie today. We came up to his dock on our boat. My boss was actually doing some scoping out and quoting and work and stuff at his house real quick off the boat, which is pretty funny. But he had been catching a couple bass at this spot. He said he hadn't gotten any crappie all day. What he had, I don't know what it was. If it was a jig, oh yeah, it was a jig. I think it was actually one of these colored jigs, these red, black, and chartreuse looking ones. But he had it just sitting out there in a lake under a bobber, and I'm like, that's sitting there. That's not going to do anything. But I guess maybe it does. So let me know how you do that, and if you fish it in still water. I'm curious, because when I suspended jig in still water, I move it because I don't know how else to. You know what I mean? I feel like they wouldn't hit it just sitting there, but I guess they do. Let me know. I'm not the one to be giving a bunch of crappie advice. I'm not the best crappie fisherman. I might go to 11:30 with this, but that's the latest I can go because I got to clean all those fish. So I'll go to 11:30, not 11 tonight. But I definitely got to I definitely got to open all these things and show you guys everything. Hobb said, let's get Sunfish to 600 hook sets by the end of tonight. Thanks. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. You know, never say never. Appreciate you guys. Most people in here should be hook set already. But yeah, if anyone wanted to share me out and try, that'd be awesome. What am I at? Let me know. I think I'm at like 556 or so. So I don't think I'm going to get to 600 a night. The most I have earned in a night though is 39. I got 39 overnight one time because I put out a short cooking video. Got 13,000 views on it, 12 or 13,000 views. And at the end, I said my name and my channel and said to subscribe, and it actually freaking worked. Burnside, 2 is better than 1. Yes, it is. Straight to the point. 1 is better than 0. It's hilarious. Did I rickroll anyone? Snags, did you? No, Snags. No sharing rickroll links. We're not doing that. He said awesome channel and then put, God dang, look at this. Gonna take his badge away. Gonna make you turn in your badge and your gun, man. Gonna steal his wrench. Gosh, dang it. All right, wait, I missed a couple things. Let me get back to it. What do you guys recommend night fishing for crappie? Yeah, let them know because the bite, like, I'm upset I had to leave. I wasn't going to not do this thing. I said I got to unbox stuff for you guys, and right now I'm just talking, but I'm going to get back to unboxing stuff for you guys. We just opened these if you're just joining in. These big-eyed jigs, 1/32 ounce. They're kind of like flat jigs, so they have a kind of a wobble when you work them. And we're talking about how you can use them for all different types of things, whether it's soft plastics or live bait on them, whether you're using them for crappie, for other panfish, for trout, or for walleyes. But yeah, I'll get to some other baits here soon. But yeah, I would say find out where they're at, especially like if you had the situation we were today, like we were fishing and at the end of the day we found them all around the dock, and as it got darker they seemed to like be hitting more, or at least stacking up more on the fish finder. I would try to find what depth they are, set up a slip bob or whatever, put some minnows out there on weighted minnow jig hooks like I was talking about. And then I would work a couple jigs as well because it's fun. Drop it in corners of docks, drop it off the end of the dock, stuff like that, and just drop the jig to the bottom and just slowly reel up as slow as you can. If you're feeling thumps in there, if you're feeling little thumps, then don't do it like a bass hook set, but just like lift up and try to do like I either flick my wrist like a tiny version of a bass hook set, or I just lift up when I get a little thump. And sometimes you'll miss them because a lot of times they'll hit the tail or they won't hit it hard enough. They got paper mouths though. You can't rip them and stuff like that. But slowly jig it up. If you're not feeling thump, then work in some twitches. If they're not hitting, try to go deeper somehow, or try to go shallower. Just crappie are interesting. A lot of times they'll suspend at certain depths. And around this time of year for us, the males seem to be. If you look on the radar, a lot of times you see this line around 3 feet. The males are really shallow. The females, boom, they're down like 10 feet. They're way more deep. So it's like you fish differently for numbers or size because the females are a lot bigger right now, filled with eggs and stuff like that. But if you're keeping fish, a lot of people don't like to keep the females unless you're like, sometimes you're dealing with a super overpopulated crappie area. Like some of our lakes, they say, please, because crappie can get out of hand if people don't keep them or if there's not enough natural predators. Some of our lakes, they say, people, please keep your limit of 30 crappie, please. Those ones are the lakes where I don't feel bad keeping females, but any other place where it doesn't like beg you, especially if the limit's 15, some of the places the limit's 15 crappie instead of 30, stuff like that, I definitely won't keep the females. If I can see that she's got a big old belly, if you see a big round belly on a crappie, 90% of the time it's got eggs in it. So if you want to release the female to keep, the population going, I would do that. But a lot of places, it's not going to hurt to take out some crappie. I try to avoid taking out the females unless I really know that area needs to have the crappie taken out. So it's all about depth when it comes to crappie. And then if you're using jigs, find out what color they're going for. Unless they're really hitting, they should be hitting a lot of colors. And crappie nibbles. I don't really use them. My boss doesn't really use them. Jeremy Albritton uses them, and he says that they work. I trust him. I've seen Jeremy go out there and tear it up, and then at the end of the day go, that wasn't even a good day. So crappie nibbles, if you don't know what they are, they come in yellow. They're little power bait or Berkeley. Different Berkeley is power bait. I'm an idiot, but yeah, different colors, different brands. That's yellow. They got white. And what you do is you put one of those little things after you have your soft plastic on here. I should show it like this. Gosh dang it. I should show it like this. You just put that bloop, that soft plastic on there. I mean that soft plastic, that crappie jig on there on the hook. So it's basically like covering the end of the hook. And seems to make them hit better. It seems to make them stay on better and stuff too. And so some people say the color doesn't matter. They don't care. Some people try to match that color with their jig and stuff like that. So I'm just getting into using crappie nibbles. I'm not a huge crappie nibble guy, but I should have experimented today to see if they worked any better. Kind of hard to when the bite's really, really good, though. Nuclear chicken. I've heard of electric chicken, not nuclear chicken. Snags, a light and minnows. Yeah, so get a light because it helps. Definitely helps. And then find out what depth they're at. Fish off a dock, fish off a boat, and use minnows. Either drop your bait down to where you can just see the rod tip if it bends, or some people use bobbers, but I've seen a lot of people tear it up. If you go to OFF Fishing on technically on Fishbrain as well, but on YouTube, they do a lot of this night crappie fishing. They got a great setup. Bunch of lights on the side of the boat, dropping a bunch of minnows down, and just waiting to see the rods get taken down. When they get into a spot where a bunch of them are hitting, whoo, they just slam, slam, slam. Every once in a while, boom, they pull out a slab. Sometimes you get into a group of slabs, which is crazy, like big old crappie hitting. They fight good. A lot of, big fillets on them, stuff like that. Everyone loves big crappie. Yeah, like I said, snags. Either use soft plastic jigs or use the marabou or hair, little feather jigs that are the same 1/32, 1/16, maybe even 1/8, or use minnows. Why does it always seem like I'm the one asking all the questions? No, you're fine, Fish and Chick. We got a lot of people asking questions in here. We had Snags just asked a question, and sorry I didn't see that. Brown and chartreuse atomic tubes are awesome, says Mike Costello. Brown and chartreuse, yeah. I'm writing that down. Brown and chartreuse atomic tubes. Actually, I'm not writing that down. I'll remember that. Brown and chartreuse atomic tubes. I need to get to the next bait. Sorry, I get off at midnight. I'll have to catch bait first. Nice. Those are perfect, King. I used to catch crappie on some small soft plastics with the drop shot. Nice. What is the main difference between pole heaviness? What's the difference between medium and medium heavy poles? Depends on what you're using them for, but it's just obviously going to be thicker. It's not like heavy just means that how thick the base is up to the tip of the rod is going to be thicker in the medium heavy than the medium. So a lot of people would use the medium heavy more for certain bass baits. You want a medium heavy over a medium or a medium light for sure. So just look up. I don't want to sit here and give wrong advice. So guys, let me know what bass baits you would want to throw with a medium heavy. Some people throw topwater with a medium heavy. There's a lot of different types of baits that you would want that for the backbone and things like that. And then for fighting big fish as well. A lot of people have like a medium heavy for catfish or something like that. But lately it's been a big trend to get lighter, longer rods for catfish. It makes them a lot funner to fight. 12, 14-foot rods that are more like a medium. But yeah, the medium heavy, more of a backbone for fighting big fish, and then also definitely makes a difference in working certain baits, like for bass. Nice hat. Thanks, guys. I got these hats for sale. The my website isn't up yet, but my email is in the description. Email me if you're interested. And then snags. Yeah, oh, big one. Different flexibility to the rod as well. So when I'm casting a medium or medium light with the same bait, I can fling that way further with the same line than I can with a heavier rod. And then a lot of times the heavier rods will be recommended for a heavier lure weight or a heavier line, stuff like that too. So you want to pair them with bigger reels, heavier line. So if you're going to be using really big line, like huge mono for catfish, you probably want a decently heavy rod. You probably don't want to go out there with a light rod. Mike said topwater. It's interesting. A lot of people said medium heavy for topwater, and that's what I've always heard. I looked up 5 or top 6, whatever it was, top water rods for 2021. 2 of them were medium light. 2 of them were medium, or maybe 3 of them were medium. It was either 3 medium and 1 medium heavy, or just 3 medium. It was either 1 medium heavy or 0 medium heavy, and it might have been 1. But I know at least 4 out of the 5, at least 80% were not medium heavy. They were lower. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know if it was just new technology and what they make the rods out of, or what that was. But I thought that was interesting. Wow, thanks, King and Snags. We try to answer people's questions in here. We try to keep it interactive. That's the one thing. If I do reach my goal, which will be like getting so big with this YouTube channel that I can literally reach thousands of people, and I can get enough money back to the channel that I can literally support the channel and make awesome stuff without having to, like, you know, be broke and struggling while doing it. That'd be the goal. Make like literally awesome, like amazing video quality, amazing me out there catching awesome fish, going on trips, stuff like that. That would be the dream. If I could freaking do that, the only thing that I would regret about that is it would be hard to answer all the questions in the chat in a live stream. So I probably have to have some moderator, someone read the chats to me or something like that. But for as long as I can, I'll try to answer as many of your guys' questions as I can in the chat. Try to keep it interactive. So we got a bunch of baits to open, guys. So if you guys want to share this live stream link out on social media, we'll be going for plenty more time. I never tell people to share me out if I'm only going for like 30 more minutes, but I'm going to be going for another hour and a half. I'm going to open, this is what I opened so far. I'm going to open all the rest of the baits in this panfish and trout thing right here, and then we're going to get to the bass box, which I know some of you guys are excited about. Rider Reptile True. Thank you, guys. I used to think it just meant medium is for 2 to 3 pounders. Medium and heavy was for hogs 4+. No, man. Nope. All about thickness and flexibility of the rod, and then what you're going to be using it for, as far as species and as far as baits. So definitely look into, and I think mine's not with me. Definitely look into different baits for bass and what they recommend as far as rods and reels, because a lot of times you'll find out, holy crap, these finesse rods, they're not using, you know, heavy rods, but then when they're throwing topwater, etc., big heavy weight, big heavy swim bait, stuff like that. Swim bait rod is probably another one that you want a medium heavy. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think a swim bait, because you got big heavy lure weights and you want a big backbone for those. For, you know, you got a huge resistance on the rod the entire time you're working it, and then the chance that you're going to hook up with absolute slaunches on there and have to work them through weeds, vegetation, etc. You probably want a big, thick, heavy rod. So let me know on that one if I'm correct. Next, guys, if you've ever opened one of these, and I got a cool sticker, but I don't know where I put it. So yeah, if you guys didn't get to see the sticker. These mystery tackle boxes are, I don't know, somewhere around 15 bucks. I think you get your first one for 10, and they're 15, 16 bucks. But they're always supposed to be a $25 value, I think, of lures inside. So it always ends up being a better value. This one is 14, 18, 17.50. This one has $21 worth of baits inside of it. So I think they're supposed to be $20 to $25, something like that. And then I'll let you know what the bass one is. So technically, I spent 15 or 16 bucks on this one, and I think a little less since I did like the whole year of getting them. I'm not sure exactly what I spent, but I spent about 15 bucks, and I got $21 worth of baits in it and things I wouldn't normally get. So I don't know if it's worth it to you guys or not, but that's kind of like, if you're wondering about the mystery tackle box, that's what it's all about. So they get these things in there called the dibble every time. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's different. Tips and tricks inside. So this one I've seen before. It's pretty good. It's a beginner's look if you're interested in the difference between spin cast reels, bait caster, and just your open face spinning reels. And then this is really interesting for this time of year. I would read this if I had more time tonight, but the ultimate pre-spawn fishing tips are in here. Walleye patterns for rising temperatures, how to catch trout in rising water. There's a lot of really good information. I skipped a whole page in here that I'm not even going to get to, but yeah, I won't go over all of it and ruin it. The jerkbait fishing 101, that's what I need to read for sure. And there's all different types of stuff in here. I think this is the story about Carl or something like that. All different types of stuff in there. So those are always, you know, just a bonus in there. Sometimes they have really good information. Sometimes they have jokes and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll even have a picture of like a lake and break down different times a year where the bass will probably be and stuff like that. That's super, super helpful. So we got those. The next thing, $3.50 value. Let's see. All right, guys, $3.50 value. We got some soft plastics. They are Northern Lights plastics. I don't know if you guys have heard them. They got a picture of a big slab crappie right there. But these can be used for crappie, for bluegills. Clearly, if you're out there crappie fishing, if you've ever crappie fished, you probably catch bass sometimes as a bycatch. But they're called the double twister. And what's interesting about that, yeah, 2 curly tails on it. And this thing is dripping wet, man. Like, it's got some scent or something on it. And it is like, it's just designed to attract the fish. It says infused with scent. Doesn't say what scent it is. It smells a little fishy and a lot like soft plastic. But yeah, proudly made in the USA, the scent that brings them in, made from durable resin for a long life. And then so it tells you 2 different ways to hook them. You can either hook them, and obviously it shows the wrong type of plastic on here, but you can either hook them the way that I showed you, or you can hook them like this other way here through the head, which I've never done. I don't think it would stay on as well. That's another way to try it as well. They're on Facebook and Instagram if you're interested, guys. It's Northern Lights Plastics. But yeah, this is a $3.50 value for this package, and it is 1, 2, 3. I think there's 6 of them in there. Oh, it might just be 5. There's just 5 of these soft plastics in there, but yeah, they look pretty decent. They're yellow and kind of see-through. I don't really use, much other than the either normal curly tail or these shad style, unless I'm using the marabou or the feather type, the things that bucktail jigs that like Jeremy makes. Definitely gonna have to try these things though, guys, for sure. So let me know what you guys think about those. If you ever used any double curly tail jigs or anything like that. What up, JV? We're unboxing some panfish and trout lures right now from my mystery tackle box. I've opened, this is a $2.79 value, little jig heads for, crappie, soft plastics and stuff like that. We also talked about how you could use them for suspended jigging or for putting live bait like worms or tiny minnows on there. And then, jigging for different things like walleye or trout, etc. And then got these soft plastics, which were cool because, sorry for everyone who already just saw them, but we had a couple people tune in. This is like a double curly tail, and it's like freaking wet. It's got so much scent on it, which is kind of gross, but hopefully that attracts the fish. But I've used normal curly tails, but I've never used a double curly tail, so that's interesting. $3.50 value, and it's Northern Lights Plastics, which I've never actually used anything from them. So let's get to the third item. There's 5 items total in this box before we get to the next box. Later, Snags, pop back in if you get time later, man. But if you can't, that's okay. Snags and Drags has a PB bass video coming out tomorrow. So check out Snags and Drags if you haven't. What do we got next? Okay. These are weird. $3.99 value. So $4 bag of baits here. They are Lucky John. I've got a couple baits by Lucky John. Lucky John Pro Series. The TIG tail. That's what it looks like. Pretty interesting looking. I'll pop them out of the package here. The TIG tail. So because it won't autofocus for some dang reason, I'll read it. The color is silver prawn. It kind of looks like the smoky shad, which is like the Strike King color, which is a silvery, glittery color with some blue in it. They're almost 3 inches. They're 2.8 inches. This is a 7-piece, and they have a strong. It says they have a strong shrimp scent, an explosive injection of scent and taste. You pop them open. There's 7 of them in here. Pretty interesting looking. So that's what they look like. And also these are like wet with the scent stuff on them. So I don't want to touch them too much and get all that scent. But that tail, I bet that action is nuts on that thing. It's kind of like feathered on it, but then it's also got this big, heavy, like spine looking thing that runs along it. It gets bigger at the bottom, almost like a paddle tail thing. So that's super interesting. I'm assuming you would stick your jig head up there and stick the hook out through just like a normal soft plastic. Got a kind of an extra long tail. Sometimes the crappie, when they're finicky, or sunfish, will just smack that tail over and over. So if you're getting a lot of bites but not hooking them, I would consider trimming the tail a little bit. That will take a lot away from the action on the end of the tail, but I prefer a little bit shorter soft plastics for that reason, but I'm sure this would work pretty well. Let me know what you guys think. I think this would work especially good for crappie and sunfish, but I think you'd catch a few bass on it. I think you could technically catch other fish on it, like trout, possibly walleye. But let me know if you guys would throw anything like that. Very interesting shape to it. So that's a $4 value right there. And there's a Lucky John TIG tail. All right. Oh. Got my mac and cheese. It's getting cold. Sorry about that, guys. The crappie bite was so good before this. I was freaking late, and I didn't get to eat. Done with that. Technically got one more, but I'll just put it aside for now. That one's got my barbecue in it. All right. There are 2 more baits in here. We opened 3 so far. Got a sticker and got a little tips and tricks booklet. Now we got 2 baits. Oh, they messed up. Dang, they screwed up. I could complain, but I don't think I'm going to. I think it's fine. So I was supposed to get, this is the first time I've ever had them put the wrong bait in the container. So they're supposed to give me something called a Lake Lunkers minnow. This is slightly less exciting than it was going to be because we got just the same bait twice. I was supposed to get a Strike Pro Jingle Bell. I have no idea what that is. Now I got to look up a picture of what the Strike Pro Jingle Bell because I didn't get one. I hope it's not super cool. I hope it's something that I really don't need because I was supposed to get that in there, and instead they sent me 2 of the same thing. I have no idea what it is. Strike Pro Jingle Bell. Oh, it's awesome! It's a dang spinner with the oh, it would have been so cool. So yeah, guys, how do I like? I'll just share the other screen real quick. Hope you guys can see it right there. Yeah, look at that. The Jingle Bell. That's what I was supposed to get. Got screwed over. I love spinners, so I would have absolutely loved that thing. The fact that it has eyes on it is really weird, but very upsetting about that. I was supposed to get one of those. So you guys probably will get what you're supposed to get. This is the first time I've ever had a mess up. But I got 2 of these. For some reason, they screwed up. They even said on there, I was supposed to get the Strike Pro Jingle Bell and the Lake Lunkers minnow, both a $6.99 value. I don't know if they ran out and thought I wouldn't notice, or I'm guessing they just put the wrong thing in there. But this is the Lake Lunkers. It's a Lake Lunkers minnow. It's like a jerk bait, I guess you would call it. Let's see. Signature bait featuring our premium paint. The craftsmanship on each lure is the same quality you would expect or you would find on exclusive imported brands, but at an affordable price. This lure can be fished in all applications and almost guarantee fish even in the toughest conditions. We suggest throwing this bait when nothing else is getting bites or if you just want an easy fish. We get it. Everyone's been there. Fish on a slower retrieve for best results. And pause every once in a while. So slow retrieve. Pause every once in a while to allow the lure to float back to the surface. And then I'm sure other people fish them a little bit different instead of just a slow retrieve and letting them. I'm sure some people actually like jerk them and twitch them. Let me know how you would fish something like this. I'm about to pop it out. But yeah, I got 2 of these. Same color and everything. Which is cool, especially if they work good. If I really like them, that'd be great. But I wish I got that other thing. So it's a 2 1/3 inch. It weighs only 3/10 of an ounce, which is an odd weight, but that's it. And it's got a medium dive depth, which means as you retrieve this, it generally dives to about 6 feet maximum before it kind of like maxes out. And then you pause it and you let it go back to the top. You know, you let it suspend. So I would call that a jerkbait. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm not a big jerkbait guy, so I need to get into them. A lot of people have been saying jerkbaits have been killing it lately. That's a nice color, though. Kind of a fiery color. Got red and yellow on there, how it fades. And it's also reflective. It's got a reflective band on each side inside, which gives a whole different look to it, like right there. And it's got, I'm sure you can hear that, it's got a rattle to it as well, and a little bit of feathering on here. So definitely looks like it could attract some fish and get some bites. Let me know what you guys think about this thing. Nice baits. Instinct said unbox already. LMAO, that's what I'm doing, Instinct. Hey, yo, what up, Sunfish Squad? I can't hang around. Got some movie editing to do, you know. Well, thanks for tuning in, Backyard Boy. Yeah, guys, check out Backyard Boy. He's coming out with a full-on movie soon. Fishing movie. So, yeah, look at that bad boy. So they freaking sent me 2 of those for some reason, but that's fine. It looks like a good bait. I wish they sent me that spinner that I was supposed to get, the Strike Pro Jingle Bell. But yeah, this is a $6.99 little jerk bait, and I got 2 of them. So super quick recap before we get to the bass box, guys. Thanks, Casey Fish Page. I agree. I think I got some decent baits here. The Lake Lunkers Minnow medium diving little jerk bait deal. Got 2 of them. Both of them $7 value each, so that's $14 of baits right there. That's about the price of the whole box that I spent. It's like a $15 box. On top of that, got the TIG tails. Super, super interesting. So these are soft plastics for panfish and crappie. Kind of a shad color, but got some gold in there as well. And got a really interesting tail, super interesting action. Just put that on a jig head, probably about 1/16 ounce. Either vertical jig it, suspended jig it, or just jig around structure. I would totally fish with those. Those look fire, literally. Oh, those jerk baits that are fire colored. What sucks is, Backyard Boy, you just joined in. Check this out. This is what I was supposed to get. And I know you, like me, you like spinners and rooster tail stuff. Like, you like little spinners. So I think you would like that. I was supposed to get that in the package, but they screwed up. I could probably complain and see what they would do. They'd probably end up sending me that, and I don't know if they'd make me send back one of these other ones or how that would go. So I could probably complain and everything, but I don't know if I'll do that. I'm busy. It is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. So I'll stop sharing that. And then we got 2 more things that were in there. Again, some jig heads, some flattened jig heads for more wobbly action. And then some of these Northern Lights plastics. And these are also infused with scent. It doesn't say. The other one said shrimp scent. These just say scent. So just kind of a fishy smell to them. These have a double curl tail, so super interesting. They're yellowish green and see-through and have a bunch of glitter inside. So definitely have some flash to them as you're jigging those around. Fishing is good. Yeah, they got the little dibble thing, tips and tricks, and got my sticker. So that, guys, was the Panfish box. I normally like to sit around and talk longer about everything, but tonight I have about an hour, maybe a little bit longer left, and then I have to go clean like a dumb amount of crappie. It's going to be an absolute slaughter fest. So got to go clean a bunch of crappie and some sunfish. Casey Fish Page, you going fishing tomorrow? Nope, I am going. I'm meeting somebody tomorrow to hang out for a little bit and do some stuff. And then after that, coming back and doing some family stuff tomorrow. So I don't have time to edit. I don't have time to anything tomorrow. So no, I won't be going fishing tomorrow, unfortunately. I wish. Dude, that sucks. It's a good thing you have some of the backyard blades coming soon. The name of your spinner company. I'm getting some backyard blades soon, guys. He said the sticker is definitely the best part of the box. Can't catch fish on one of those stickers, homie. The stickers are an added bonus, I would say. All right, guys. Bass box. I have to go let my dogs out real quick. So I'm going to leave you guys again. As soon as I get back, I'm going to open the bass baits right here. I want you guys to comment your PB bass and what you caught it on. And when I get back, I'm sure you guys have heard it 10 times already if you've been in my live streams. But if you haven't, I'll comment my PB bass and what I caught it on. Let me know your PB bass, what you caught it on. I'm going to let the dogs out, let them back in. Hopefully their feet aren't muddy. I'll be right back. To open the bass box. Got some nice bass baits in here. It's going to be awesome. I want to know your PB bass and what you caught it on in the chat. And I'll be back in less than 2 minutes after I let my little pupperonis outside. Jeez. After I organized everything, the whole box. The whole freaking box. Well, I'll be right back. Let me know your PB bass. I'll let you know my PB bass and what I caught it on. Come on, dogs. All right, sorry about that. Oh, it's freaking dogs. Did not want them to go to the bathroom in the house. All right, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry about that. That's it. Tasty Fish page, the only one they responded. I can't remember the last time I caught one. LOL. Okay. Yeah, I don't do a bunch of bass fishing, but I try to work a decent amount of bass fishing into my fishing. So I fish for like everything. I started my channel in the winter, so it seems like I'm a huge trout fisherman. I love trout. There's pictures of trout literally behind my head. But yeah, I've been catching a lot of trout, and I have a lot of trout videos coming out because that's what was available over the winter for the most part. Less of a grind, easier to catch. But I will have bass videos. I will have panfish. I will have catfish, crappie. That is panfish. Gar, carp. I will have all types of fishing videos. Probably eventually maybe some hunting videos, but definitely some outdoors like hiking, camping, survival type videos, stuff like that. I got all types of good plans and stuff like that. So no one else commented. That's fine. My PB bass is 3 pounds and 11 or 3 pounds 12. I can't remember, something like that. But I need to beat that. I'm sure I'll beat that this year. And it was on a Senko last year, or a soft plastic worm last year. That seemed to be the best for me. I use a lot of different baits, but I got most of my fish on soft plastics. It was the Striped King Smoky Shad, 5-inch dinger right there. So that's what I caught that on. It was, I think that it was Wacky Rig, but there's a chance it could have been Texas Rig, because I go a lot of back and forth between the two when I feel like one's not getting as many bites. So that's what my PB was on. We got 5 people in here. I went to go let my dogs out, and like everybody left. So I don't know what's going on. I got 1 more hour of this thing. I got a whole bass box to open. If one of you 5 people wants to share this out on some social media and let people know that I'm about to be opening bass baits, that'd be sweet. It's cool if you guys can't. That's fine. I expected some more people to be in here by the time I got to the bass baits. But if everybody else is in other live streams, they got their own stuff going on. I get it. It's the weekend. I'll get to these, and that's actually not a big deal, because then I'll go a little quicker. And when it's over, when I'm done unboxing these, then if there's only 5 people, I won't even mess with showing you guys anything from the big one that I opened and unboxed from Kentucky Guy. I can save that for another time if you guys haven't seen that. So I was late to this live stream anyway. I cut open a bunch of freaking, all right, not cut open. I caught a bunch of freaking crappie that I now have to cut open after this and fillet and everything. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind if this thing doesn't go all night because I got a lot of fish to cut open and I got plans in the morning. So, A1 fishing, don't like catching gar, too hard to clean. I don't know. I let my 7-pound gar go, but I've kept a couple smaller gar. I didn't think they were a big deal to clean. Not a super big deal anyway, in my opinion. But alligator gar are harder to clean because they have a really, really, really tough outer, like even tougher than other gar, like outer scales or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I feel you just release them. Like I just released my big one and it was fine. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Sometimes I don't even like keeping anything because it's too hard to clean. I'm a big catch and release guy, but I also keep fish. I also fish for food as well. So just, if I don't feel like cleaning any fish, I'll try not to keep any fish. Unless if a fish gets gut hooked, I'm pretty much keeping it. Whether I'm going to use it for bait, feed it to the dogs, or eat it myself. If a fish is gut hooked and it's not going to make it, I usually eat it. Unless I see like an eagle or a crane or something on the side of the bank, I might try to throw the fish to it and see if it eats it, but that's about it. All right, so we got 4 people in here. 3 people in here. Jeez, everyone left by the time the bass baits are getting open. That's crazy. So I'm going to start opening these bass baits, and I got about an hour of this live stream before I have to go and cut open some crappie. So let's get right to it without further ado. I don't know why everybody left. It's probably because I had to leave to go let the dogs out. That's fine. Oh my goodness, I already have one of these baits. So one of these baits I already got from a mystery tackle box, but it's cool. And then another one of these packages is literally bursted open on the side. They're screwing up with their... I'm not doing a very good job advertising for mystery tackle box. That's crazy. Yeah, so the first box, they messed something up. This one, I got something I've already gotten, which is not, you know, that's going to happen. But then I got a package that's literally coming open. That's weird. Oh, well, ain't no big deal. So this is the bass box. We got 4 people in the house. Are the bass spawning in Johnson Lake yet? I don't know. I'm not enough of a bass fisherman to know how I would know if a bass is spawning. I've never been, like, all the videos I see of people fishing for bass on beds, it's like, how do they find lakes where the water's so clear? Because I've never seen a lake where you can see to the bottom and actually know if there's bass in there and see them or anything. You know what I mean? So I have absolutely no idea. I would say they're either in pre-spawn or they're in spawn. I really don't know. No idea how you would know, for sure. I guess if they're biting super shallow, maybe. I don't don't know. Are they fat and full of eggs? I haven't caught any bass at all out of Johnson Lake this year, so I have no idea. I don't really fish for bass there. I haven't really fished for bass much this year at all. I've been kind of failing the channel as a whole when it comes to bass fishing. For me, it just hasn't been easy this year. Last year, I caught a lot of bass this time of year on a lot of downsize and use a lot of smaller baits. This year, I have not. When I throw bass baits, I catch almost nothing. When I go throw worms or crappie jigs, I catch bass. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on. I need to grind more, but also don't have a whole lot of time. So when I do get time, I go for the guaranteed bite if I can. For some people, that's bass right now, but for me, that's everything else. That's everything that'll bite on a worm or crappie if I can get to that private lake I was at today. I just don't have a lot of confidence in bass at this moment when it comes to throwing actual bass baits in my bait caster and stuff like that. I don't know what happened. I had a lot more bass confidence last year. It's going to take me catching some decent bass and having a couple good days for me to get my bass confidence back up to where I want to go out and fish for bass all the time. But I've got this buddy he's really wants to help me out. He's been trying to get me to take me to some of his like awesome places to get me on some decent bass. But every time I try to, go and meet with him, either he can't or I can't. So it's really not working out. So yeah, they go super shallow to spawn, like 1 to 4 feet. I realize that, but I've never seen water like shallow enough to see bass like that. Like Johnson Lake, you can't see. I don't think you can see on the bottom. 4 feet down. So I have no idea. I know they go shallow to spawn. I just have no idea if they're spawning or not. But anyway, let's get to the baits, I guess. I haven't been catching bass for crap. I caught more bass today than I have the entire season so far put together. I caught way more bass today than I have the whole season put together. And it was every single one was on a crappie jig today. Every bass I caught today was on a crappie jig. So, boom. There is the sticker. That's the coolest sticker I've seen yet. Another Catch Company sticker. So I got some good stuff in here. I'm actually going to open the biggest, most expensive one first because I actually have one of these already. So it is, I got another Dibble book with some other stuff there. So this is the Guggen Squad Blooper. It's a topwater popper. It makes a blooping noise, it says, when you work it on the top. And I'll open it up for you guys. I have one of these already. It says on the back, this is the Guggen Squad Blooper. And the black color, the black and green color, like lime green monster color, is called Nightclub. So the cupped mouth, feathered rear, treble, glaring eye, and ribbed rumble strips on the underbelly combine to form a vicious topwater bait with uniquely enticing blooping sound. Cast the blooper tight to cover for a slower, more subtle topwater presentation and prepare for a blow up. So yeah, I should have done this live stream earlier. I would have had a lot more people in here. Totally screwed this up. Crappie bite was too good. So it's 2 3/4 inches. It's 3/8 of an ounce. This is by Catch Company, or in collaboration with Catch Company. So Catch Company and Guggen came together to make this popper that they call the blooper because it makes its own blooping sound. So Guggen's been getting really interesting with making unique type of baits as far as like sounds and things like that. And then they'll also always put like crazy touches on them. So there's the actual Guggen logo, Guggen Squad logo is in the eye. And you can't see it very well, but it's like holographic. And then the lime green on there is just like obnoxious. This is called the Nightclub color scheme. Those trebles are sharp as it gets. I almost just impaled myself. But yeah, you got the green feather stuff on there, and then these little tiny bits of flash in there as well. So I definitely want to go work this on some darker water, some muddier water, maybe even some clearer water too. Let me know where you would fish this and how you would fish it. But because a lot of the expensive ones in here come with monthly spotlights, they'll tell you some information about it. So that's another color. That looks like a nice color on that one. The Guggen Squad Blooper. It's a topwater popper that will crash and splash its way across the water surface. The blooper's belly is outfitted with a set of rumble strips. So you guys can see that right there. Just the ribbed little plastic bumps on there, I guess you'd call them, which increases drags and surface disturbance. So it just makes it a lot more splash and everything. Great outdoors exploring. I'm back, long drive home, hoping weather cooperates tomorrow. Want to get back in the water in the AM. Yeah, I got to get up early to do some stuff as well. So I'm actually gonna try to keep this stream to like 50 more minutes at the most. I don't want to go a full another hour. I want to keep it pretty short. This is the first bait I'm opening of the bass box. So yeah, the Guggen Squad Blooper. I just said a little bit about it. How to fish this thing: point your rod tip down and apply quick snaps to your rod tip to get it to sing loudly, because this makes a noise on the top of the water. Sing loudly and call in fish from a distance. This technique will help resemble the action of a fleeing bait fish being chased to the surface of the water. For a slower and more subtle approach, make short sweeps with your rod tip, allowing the bait to gently plop at the surface. And I'd probably mix up both, see what they're biting, see what's getting, blow up, stuff like that. You're mimicking a distressed bait fish. When the water temperature is cooler, make longer pauses to try to coax fish into striking. And then I'm not going to get all into it, but when you get the mystery tackle box, you get these tips and tricks. This actually, all those little points are trying to tell you where is a good spot to fish this thing. So I won't get too much into it, but that's the monthly spotlight for the mystery tackle box, for the bass tackle box. It's a Guggen Squad Blooper. It's a topwater popper in a Nightclub color, which is a black and green. So that's what's up. I don't have the list in here of how much everything costs. I know that's not a cheap bait, though. So that's definitely the most expensive one in the box. Hey, got to run 3% on battery. I get it, man. I totally get it. You're good. You're good. I am only going to go for another 50 minutes or less. I'm just going to open the rest of these baits and then going to cut it short and call it a night and go cut some fish open and go to bed. I'm already tired. I haven't even cut any fish open yet. And I've got so many fish to cut. So many fish to cut. So I've never used these guys. The hard hat jigs by Catch Company, bump cap, round ball, shaky head jigs. So you guys are going to have to tell me because I got no freaking idea. They're a 1/4 ounce. It's a 2-pack, and all it is these jig heads. Tell me what type of bait you would pair this with and how you would use it and why there's a little spring on there. So I have all types of questions. What is going on with this thing? Can you guys... That's what I have to do for you to see it. I just put my hand behind it. It'll focus. What the heck is the deal with this guy? Let me know. I have no idea. I'm sure you put some type of soft plastic on there, swim bait or something, and I'm sure you just slow retrieve it and maybe jig it. I'm not sure. I really don't know. It's pretty heavy, so you might work it near on the bottom. I'm not really sure how to work a round ball shaky head jig. Let me know, guys. I have absolutely no idea. But I got 2 of them. Don't know how much of a value it is because they didn't include that little thing that tells you how much everything costs. So use that with a robo worm or a trick worm. Okay. And then so you just kind of jig it around. You just kind of like retrieve it and pop it around different places and stuff. Great Outdoors has never seen a jig like that before. Me neither. That's actually one of the things that kept me from getting super into bass fishing last year was they make too many bass baits. I'm not about it. They make way too many bass baits. So I wanted to get into bass fishing with it, and everyone's like, oh, I like to throw this. Like, I ask people for advice. You ask 5 different people, and you've heard about 20 different types. Each person's like, oh, you want a shaky head? The other's like, oh, you want a football? It's like, so many baits, man. Just tell me what bait will catch bass. I know that's not how it works. Different baits, different water conditions, different times of year, stuff like that. Holy crap, man. It's bass fishing is 10 times more confusing than any other type of fishing. I don't know why it is, why they make so many different types of baits, but yeah, it's absolutely insane. Yeah, that's what I've seen. Haven't tried yet. Agreed. Robo worm, trick worm. Yeah, I haven't tried it, so I will though look up how to fish a round ball shaky head jig and see what they say online. I will for sure. And yeah, usually there's more people commenting in here with their advice and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm assuming it has something to do with the fact that I meant to start this at 7:30 and then the crappie bite got really good, so I didn't start till freaking 9. So I'm assuming that has a lot to do with it. And the fact that I didn't promote this thing on FishBrain until like 10 minutes before it started. But thank you guys who are in here. I'm going to open a couple more bass baits for sure in this thing before I end it. But I don't feel too bad ending it with only like 4 or 5 people in here. There are 3 more packages in here. I guess I'll show you this. This is the package that's just kind of open, like the sides split open somehow. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. But yeah, the Cabin Creek Bait Company, catching fish since 1984. These kind of remind me of a bandito bug, maybe a little bit, but got a different tail on there. So that's like a bronze or gold color. And it's got every color of glitter you can imagine. Just an absolute rainbow of glitter. A ridiculous amount of different colors of glitter. So that could be Texas rigged, weighted or weightless, and used as a creature, flopped around the bottom, flopped through the water column, etc. If it's weightless, it's going to be more along the top or through the water column. Now, you could also use this as a trailer for something, for a jig or for maybe a spinnerbait or something like that. Let me know how you guys would use something like this. It reminds me kind of like an off-brand bandito bug, but it's got these little arms that flap sideways on it. Looks like a little guy standing there. And then it's got the tail on it, which is completely flat, but it's got like a double tail. You've been going primarily for bass now. Yeah, I've been seeing you've been catching nice bass. Yeah, I bet if I go to my sister's pond or maybe the pond that you fish at, or I go to one of these lakes and I have a good day and catch a few bass, I bet it'll get my bass addiction going again. But Last couple times, like I tore up crappie today. I've been doing pretty decent with like bluegills and multi-species fishing and stuff like that. So whatever I'm having success with is what I'm doing. I've been really meaning to get out, try some of the baits from Off the Hook Outdoors, and try some of these baits from these mystery tackle boxes. But I've been having a hard time getting the time to go out and grind for bass. And it seems like when I do get time to fish, I go for something that I'm going to get a guaranteed bite. But I need to get a few hours, make myself get out and throw nothing but bass baits and see what happens. The last 2 or 3 times I did that, I either caught nothing or I caught one bass. So it's been pretty disappointing lately when I do try for bass. So we'll see what happens. And yes, I'm not afraid to say it. Sunfish King has been sucking lately on bass. Everyone gets in slumps sometimes. Everyone gets in slumps, and it could be because I'm working the bait caster for the first time. I don't know what it is. Just haven't been doing great. Looks cool. Drag it on beds. It would like on a jig or something like that. Definitely jigs are really good for beds. You just drag something on beds, try to piss the fish off, or even smack the fish in the head with the jig, get him to bite. I want to get some crappie, but I need to figure out where to go up here. Okay. Yeah, same for me. When I'm not fishing at the private lake that I fished at, or this one other spot that I go to, I don't really know where to go for crappie. And there's fishing groups and stuff, and they'll tell you where to go and what to do. And I don't know. I need to do it more. So yeah, that's what those are. Some soft plastics. It's what was it, a 4-pack of them or something like that? Yeah, 4-pack of them. Cabin Creek Bait Company. So I got 4 of them, and for some reason the package is split open on the end, which is definitely not supposed to be. All right, y'all, and then in RRC we got to get together and go fishing at that pond or something sometime. I need to get on some pond bass for sure, or catfish. Rage bugs, what up? Off the Hook. Rage bugs are great. I will send you some, King. The action is awesome. Yeah, I was just talking about how I need to get out with some of the soft plastics you sent me and fish with them. I've been like incredibly busy lately, and it seems when I do get some time to fish, I haven't been going for bass. So definitely been failing you guys and failing the channel when it comes to bass fishing. I've been getting a lot of good footage, and I got a lot of stuff to put together, but very little bass fishing in there. I've got some bass catches, but it's usually me going for something else and catching a bass. Lately, my bass luck hasn't been good, and I haven't spent a whole lot of days or a whole lot of time committed to just strictly trying to catch bass yet this year. So I need to get on that soon. I'm actually kind of screwing up because this is like probably some of the best time to be bass fishing of the entire year, and I'm just not bass. I'm just screwing up. So I don't know what it is. When I do go out and throw bass baits, I just seem to not catch anything on them. So I don't know what my deal is right now. I did a lot better last year, my first year of fishing. I'll get back there. I'm not worried about it. I'm trying to organize some like bass fishing where I go fish for a couple hours with one of my fish brain friends or YouTube followers or something who has been catching and having success, in hopes that either that rubs off on me or maybe I see something that's working for them and I'm like, okay, maybe I've been doing a little bit wrong. I've been going too fast or I've been using the wrong time. I don't know. Just think that if I went out with a couple people who have been having success and they did have success, that maybe I could try to recreate something like they're doing and get some advice. A lot of times I learn from watching other people and stuff like that, but it's fine. I'm really not too worried about it. You might go bass fishing at Johnson Lake and see what's going on there. Yeah, there's bass to be caught there for sure. I can kind of show you some of the spots where they tend to be and where I've tend to get into them. But like I said, I haven't really bass fished there yet this year. I have thrown the chatterbait around a little bit, but of course it didn't catch anything. I'm on the same boat right now. Bass are elusive for me right now. Yeah, and it's not like I'm new to fishing. Like I've only been fishing less than 2 years. But I caught 400 something bass last year. A lot of them were just on worms or Senkos, but I caught a lot of bass last year. I just haven't started really catching them very well this year. I caught a lot of bass today, but they were all on crappie jigs. They were all on crappie jigs. Let's see what else there is. Wow, there's only one thing left. So anyone who just joined in, there's only one thing left to open. and then we can just sit here and have a discussion for a few minutes. But I'll probably end this thing, guys, and then go. I got a lot to do tonight. I got to cut open a bunch of crappie and get them in the freezer or whatever I'm going to do with them, and then I got to get ready for tomorrow, and I got to get up somewhat decently early. So got some stuff going on. So everybody, we did the panfish one. I'm going to do a quick recap of everything after I show you this last item. So the last item, quick recap of everything. And then if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. But probably go ahead and end this thing and not go too late tonight. This is super interesting. I really like Biospawn stuff. This is the Biospawn Plasma Tail. Now the Biospawn, what was it? Exo Crawl or something like that. I was pairing that with some football head jigs and dragging them around for a while, and I really liked how they looked in the action of them. Not that I caught anything on them. I think I got a couple bites. But if you're new to a football head, it's hard to know when you're getting bites on it. So these are interesting. Called the Plasma Tail. Look, just the very tip of the tail, super shiny yellow, and comes to a point. So that could be wacky rigged. It would probably be better to be Texas rigged, weighted, or weightless. And just toss it out there, see if they bite it on the drop. If they're not biting it on the drop, then there's a couple of different ways to fish it. Some people just retrieve it through the water column or retrieve it through and twitch it. I've seen people use it as a top water. I've used Senkos, not necessarily like this, but like dingers as a top water. My number one way to do it is throw it out there and let it drop. Throw it out there and let it drop. And if they're not hitting it on the initial drop, then kind of pop it off the bottom, reel in slack. Pop, pop, reel in slack. Pop it off the bottom, reel in slack. Stuff like that. Let me know if you guys fish soft plastic worms the same way or differently. Also, though, this one is a little skinnier, kind of more of like maybe a trick worm or a zoom worm or whatever type of thing you guys were saying. This might be able to be used as Resin Rogue was saying, might be able to be used with. Oh, there's actually one more thing I haven't opened, so my bad, guys. There's a whole nother bait I haven't opened here. This might be able to be used with these shaky heads. Holy crap. I'm not sure how you would rig them, if you would do it like this or how you would do that. Probably I would imagine that might be something that would work. I don't know. I've also seen people take a hook and what do they call it, a finesse worm, I guess, or something, and they just put a hook through just the tip like this, and they fish that like kind of like a finesse worm or something. But yeah, that is there's a bunch of those in the package. And they smell strong. I mean, I can smell it the second I pulled it out. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. It's a whole 8-pack. The Biospawn Plasma Tail with Bioscent. Pretty good. There's one last bait before I recap everything. No, it screws on, then kind of Texas rig it. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I don't understand. It screws on. Yeah, I'm trying to imagine how that would be. So yeah, I have no idea how to use these things, so I'm just gonna stop pretending like I do. I got some round ball shaky head jigs. I don't know anything about these, but I'll look into them for sure. The spiral part. No, I understand that. I just have no idea. Like, I definitely hear what you're saying. I'm trying to make that work in my head, but I just don't understand. I really don't. So I'll have to look into that for sure before I destroy some soft plastics by freaking corking them. What up, Outdoor Life in Oklahoma? I'm pretty much done, man. Got one last bait to open, then I'll recap everything I opened. But yeah, not going to be a long live stream tonight. There's really not many people joining in tonight, probably because I started late and everything. But I've got some crappie to go fillet and trying to get to bed at a decent time, which is not going to happen because I've got to get up at a decent time. So I'll probably end this thing in the next like 15 minutes. So guys, last bait in the package. Yeah, I normally go pretty late, guys. I normally go like long with these live streams, but again, I normally have like 15, 20 people in here. There's less people. I started later, and I got a lot going on. I almost didn't live stream today just because I've been so busy. Like, I don't like to complain or anything, but I've been I can't stress to you how busy I've been lately. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. A lot going on. Okay. This is the Reflex Swim Jig. 1/4 ounce by Excite. That's the package. Came in. It is in a white and chartreuse color. Look at that. And it's a swim jig. Look at the head. So you just need a soft plastic. Let me know what you guys would trail this with. It's a mean looking eye on there. Let me know what you'd use for a trailer for this thing. It's got a big old hook on it. It's got a weed guard. So you just put some type of trailer on there and then you swim it through the water. And I think, what do I have? I bet, I don't know if it'd be the best. I'm guessing you'd probably want more of a swim bait type of trailer on it. But I'm assuming that you could, if you didn't have a whole lot of options, could use something like this as a trailer on it. That's a little big though. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. I feel like you could put one of these as a trailer and make that work. Like a white and sparkly rage swimmer. But let me know. Like I said, I've actually never used a swim jig before, so nice jig. What up, fishing gods? The Triple City Anglers Live went well. Not sure if you were there or not. No, I totally forgot about that. That sucks, man. I'll have to go back and watch some of it. That sucks. Yeah, I totally meant to watch some of that. I had. All right, so I meant to watch that. I meant to be completely done with my 500 subscriber giveaway video, which I'm not, but I filmed some of it and didn't edit any of it. I meant to do a lot, but what happened was Bass Country TV went live twice, and so I tried to help him out, get him some people in there. And then I filmed some stuff today, and I almost got to editing stuff, but I didn't. I transferred a bunch of stuff from my computer to my other thing, and then I actually went out fishing for a little bit, and then my boss called me, and we went crappie fishing, and we tore it up and caught some really, really nice fish. So that's what I did today. I didn't get to see your thing. I really wanted to see that. That sucks. What'd you guys do? Did you just sit there and talk? Or I guess I'll have to go back and watch it. That sucks, though. But I'm really glad that that went well and everything for you. Hopefully you got some new viewers out of it or some new interest in your channel and stuff like that. Hopefully it was a good experience for you. I am all about collaborating and doing things with other people, so I'm down to do anything like that with anybody. Are all you guys content creators? Everybody in here is a content creator, I believe. I do content creator live streams a lot of times. I just found out about this channel, excited to see where it goes. I subscribed for sure. Thanks for joining in, Resin Rogue, and let me know if you have a channel or not. But so here's the thing. I started as a fishing channel so that I do a lot of fishing, and I was going to share my fishing with you guys. It's been over a month since I've uploaded a fishing, actual like full-length fishing video. Now I have plenty of fishing content on my computer. I'm a college student. I'm really busy. The semester is about to end, and then hopefully I'll get time to put a lot more stuff out there. But the goal is as soon as possible to get some of this stuff edited. I've got a giveaway coming out really, really, really soon with the rules and everything, how to enter, and that'll go until about 750 subscribers, and then I'll give away those items. Probably start another giveaway. But in addition to like my fishing videos, which I fish for everything, and then outdoors videos, I've been really getting into live streaming lately. I have unlimited live streams on StreamYard, so I can stream from my phone and stuff like that. The other day I did this challenge. Someone challenged me in my comments, and I tried to catch 50-something fish in a day, and I got like 53 fish or something like that. Caught some really big carp in my PB channel cat on a tiny 3-foot rod, so that was super entertaining. I do like movie nights and reacting to videos. I do content creator live streams where we literally come in here and we talk about people who are interested in having a YouTube channel or people who do have a YouTube channel. Try to share each other out to each other, but mostly try to give advice on filming, editing, promoting your channel, ideas, all the different types of things that can make a difference in how successful your channel is or how much fun you have with your channel, how enjoyable it is, things like that. I do interviews of other content creators, mostly outdoors and fishing and stuff like that. I do trivia nights, which I need to do another one soon. We did one not too long ago, fishing and outdoors type trivia. I might do some other type of trivia in the future, and I've got other plans as well. I at some point want to do a chicken nugget eating contest because I was challenged to a chicken nugget eating contest. And then I'm actually doing a taco eating contest on someone else's channel at some point soon. So all different types of stuff. I like to call my subscribers and my viewers, the guys who come and hang out with me, you guys basically, the Sunfish Squad. So thank you, Resin Rogue. You're formally invited to join the Sunfish Squad in any of these live streams. It's 11, but I'm here. Yeah, Fishing Gods, I meant to start at 7:30. It's 11 my time too. I meant to start at 7:30, but I started at 9 because the crappie bite was so good. So what I'm going to do, guys, sorry for ending this thing. If you guys know me, you know I like to do 5, 6, 7-hour live streams. Sometimes 9-hour live streams. I do really, really long live streams on my channel sometimes so that people can come in, leave whenever. I try to hit, like, someone wants to come in for 2 hours, that's great. Then someone else wants to come in for a little bit, that's awesome. And then a lot of times I'll have people come on the panel and talk with me, stuff like that. Tonight, I'm ending it early. I've told you guys a few times. I got some stuff going on. Got to cut open a bunch of fish and things like that. Been a long day. Kind of went fishing too long and let everything get ahead of me. So real quick, we're going to go through everything that we just opened. You guys, if you have any questions as far as fishing or what I opened here or questions about my channel, anything you want to talk about for the last 5-10 minutes, that's fine. But after I do the quick recap of everything we opened here, I'm probably going to wrap this thing up, which I don't normally do. I don't normally wrap it up this early. I usually go to like 1, 2 a.m., stuff like that. I'm pretty crazy, but I'm kind of trying to be responsible right now. So this was the, I don't know where the package went. This was the Reflex Swim Jig in a 1/4 ounce, and it's a white and chartreuse color. Pretty nice swim jig there in the bass box. Swimming Super Fluke Junior White Ice is what you would pair that with. Casey Fish Page, I'm a fan for sure. I appreciate you, and I'm sorry that tonight I don't have the same energy that I normally have, and I didn't have the same amount of people in here, but I'm really trying to keep it entertaining and trying to have some educational aspect. When I open these baits, I like to talk to you guys about, how I would use them and how you guys would use them. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of bass experts in here. We would have had a much better discussion with more bass people in here. Like the panfish discussion went really well with the panfish package because I know a lot about it, and a lot of people in here were giving advice on how they'd use it. Fishing too long sounds like a good problem to have. Yep, it definitely is. I agree. What up, Reef Robber? You joined in right as I'm doing? All right, so Reef Robber, perfect time. You get to see this entire live stream summarized in like 5 minutes. So I'm going to go through everything that I opened tonight, and then I'm actually going to wrap it up, and I got to go fillet a bunch of crappie and try to get to bed before it's like 2 a.m. So just showed everybody the Excite, and thanks for being here, Reef Robber, the Excite Baits Reflex Swim Jig in white and chartreuse. Very, very nice. We talked about different things we would trail it with. White or ice colored, like swim baits and rage swimmers and stuff like that. We got the bump cap round ball shaky head jig, which I have no idea. Let me know if you have any ideas. I have no idea how to work these, how to fish these. I'm gonna look into them. Some people said like trick worms and stuff like that could be screwed on and Texas rigged. I'm not sure how to do that, so I will look into it. I love Biospawn. We had the Biospawn plasma tails, which could be used as a finesse worm, or it could be used just, Texas rigged or wacky rigged. Interesting color. Super strong smell to them. Super strong. But yeah, they're like a greenish color, like a green pumpkin maybe, but a little lighter. And then got that really, really, it's called the plasma tail. Got a really standout yellow tail on there. Fish Lair Freshwater. I am actually live right now. That's what's up. Yep. I don't know how many people you have in your live, because I had a lot of people at the beginning. I started way later than I meant to. Crappie bite was really good, so I had to start late. Sorry, it's fishing. My bad. I'll try not to do that in the future. But I had a lot of people at the beginning, like 20 people, and then 21, 22 people, and then it really dropped off. Now I just got like 6, 7 people in here, which is awesome. All I'm doing is wrapping up. I'm gonna be done anyway. But yeah, I thought it was weird that there weren't as many people as normal in here. So I'm curious how many people you guys got. Albert's gonna hop in at 9:30. The bioworm is gonna be fire. Yeah, and I'm curious exactly how I should use it, but I'm gonna start out using it like I would any normal Senko, and then I might look into some finesse worm techniques. Since no one's watching right now, I'm just in your stream. Yeah, so no one's in yours at all. Yeah, it's interesting. Normally, I just got to the bass baits, and there's only like 5 people in here. So clearly there's a lot of other people live right now, and that's why we're not getting a whole lot of people. But I had 22 people in here earlier when I was opening panfish baits. But it's fine because I'm wrapping this up anyway. I do agree these are going to be fire. A couple more bass baits. Let's get to the panfish baits, review those, and show you guys what I opened. And then I am going to end this thing. I'll see if anyone's live, and I'll try to set up a raid if anyone wants to raid anybody. Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. Fish later freshwater. So when I end this thing here in like 5 minutes, if anybody wants to continue, I'll hop over there for about 2 minutes just to say what's up and everything like that. But we're going to go to Fish Layer Freshwaters live. I'll share the link. Everyone head on over there, say raid in all capitals, and say Sunfish King. So say Sunfish King raid. A raid is when someone ends their live and they send all their viewers over to someone else. It's really awesome. When I was first doing one of my first live streams, I had like 5 people, 6 people in. Backwoods Barbarian raided me. He sent like 10 people over to me, and I ended up with like 20 people in my chat in one of my first live streams. It was awesome, and I met some really cool people that way. So we're going to try to raid Fish Layer Freshwater after this. If anybody's down for that, that'd be awesome. So let's do a quick review of the last couple baits. These were kind of like a bandito bug thing. It was a Cabin Creek bait company. This could be used trailer for a jig or trailer for any other type of bait that needs a trailer, like a spinner click bait, something like that, or a chatter bait, something like that. It could be used Texas rigged, weightless, or weighted. Kind of gold with a whole lot of different like rainbow colored glitter on there. Super interesting looking bait. And then the Guggen Squad. This was the Mystery Tackle Box Hat Guys monthly featured bait, whatever the heck. It's the Guggen Squad blooper. So it's a topwater popper that makes a lot of interesting noise. It's got this rumble strip, it's called, on the bottom to disturb more water. It's in the nightclub color, which is black with a crazy lime green. It's got a lot of flash in the tail there, and it makes a blooping sound on top of the water. So definitely will stand out to the fish. Whether they bite it or not will be determined. But it'll definitely stand out to the fish. Now, I just did the worst thing you could possibly do in the whole world. I dropped a bait that has 2 treble hooks on my carpet. And so now both treble hooks are stuck in the carpet, which is just about the worst thing that can happen. Not a big deal. I got it out, but I have had some really bad times with dropping baits with treble hooks on carpet. So try to prevent that if you can, any way possible. I'm sure you guys have had some experience with that, whether it's the carpet of a boat, the carpet of a house. No bueno. No, that was it. That was the last one. All right, so guys, that was the panfish or the bass package. Probably about a $25 value in there. I got for about $15. So definitely a good value if you get the mystery tackle box. I get 2 every month, and I plan on unboxing them every single month. Let's see. What up, Bass Catcher? Hello, did you see my crappie? No, I didn't. Is it on Fish Brain? I'll check it out. Are you Bass Catcher 06 or are you a different Bass Catcher? Let me know. He said, did you see my crappie? I'm curious. I caught a lot of crappie today. I was too busy to be on. You know, I still got all my notifications to check, so I'll probably see it here tonight before I go to bed. But I'll check it out. Bye, I'm out. Later, outdoor life. That's fine. I'm gonna do a quick review of what was in the panfish and trout box, and then we'll probably end up tonight. Gotta go, buddy. Have a great day tomorrow. Appreciate it. Hit me up. Yes, I will try to do that. I will definitely hit you up soon as I get the opportunity. You caught the elusive carpet fish. It's not too elusive. It's pretty easy to catch. It's very hard to get it out. It's worse when it gets stuck in your shirt. I got 2 treble hooks stuck in my freaking hoodie on the same day, and it was my nice Sunfish King like custom hood. One of these. Not cool. Yeah, I've done that a lot. I've torn up a lot of stuff that way. It's worse when it gets stuck in you. No, actually, what's worse than getting stuck in you? I got a hook stuck in a brand new, opened that day, pair of waders. And I'd rather it get stuck in me and have to rip it out. Waders are not cheap. You rip a freaking hole, and it was below the knee, so I'm like, gosh, just ruined. Ripped a freaking hole in a brand new pair of waders. Like, you can't. They're useless at that point. If water gets into waders, they are then useless. So it's just terrible. Oh, Josh the bass catcher. Sorry, we also have JC Elkins comes in here, and she is Bass Catcher 06. So this is Josh the Bass Catcher from Fish Brand. So guys, check out Josh the Bass Catcher on Fish Brand. No, I didn't see your crappie, but I promise I'll go check it out after this. I'll try to give you a thumbs up and a comment on it, but I'll at least look at it after this is over. So guys, real quick review of the Panfish box that I just opened earlier in this live stream. And then we're going to go ahead and end this thing, and I'll send you guys, anyone who wants to go over and check out Fish Layer Freshwater, he is live right now. We're going to go see what they're talking about. And I'll be in that chat for a couple minutes at least, just to say what's up. Duct tape. No. No. Duct tape does not. No. All right, so Big Eye jig heads, 1/32 ounce. They're the flat ones. They have kind of a wobble to them when you work them. We were talking about all the things you could do with them, whether it's live bait or soft plastics, whether it's suspended jigging, vertical jigging, jigging near structure, or like more of a bottom fishing type of deal. It's worse when you get a hook through the finger. Oh, yeah, those are pretty bad, Carpin. I'm not going to argue with that. I got a bad one in my dad one time, and he doesn't even fish. That was a nightmare. Northern Lights plastics, guys. These are really interesting soft plastics like jigs, crappie jigs. Instead of a single curly tail, double curly tail. Oh, it made a little heart shape. Isn't that adorable? Yeah. Hopefully fish love them. Hopefully that's what the heart stands for. So yeah, those things, they got a natural scent on them. They smell pretty strong. They're actually like literally wet with the scent. A couple different ways to rig them, whether you want to rig them normal or rig them just through the head. And those were $3.50 values, 5 of them in there. This is a $3 value. These are a $4 value. The TIG tail by Lucky John. Very interesting. They're just a little too long for me for putting a jig head on them and jigging them around. I feel like a lot of your bites are going to be on the tail and not on the hook with this thing. So you can trim the tail, but then it makes an entire new shape to the tail of the soft plastics. Out of the box, I'm not the biggest fan of these, but I will try them, and who knows, they may work really well. I mean, it's obviously supposed to imitate a minnow. It's a shad color. And you clearly just put a jig head on the top and stick a jig hook through it around the middle. But there's just a really long tail in there. I feel like you could trim it, but it's going to take away from the action of the tail. And I just think that it's just a little too long as far as getting a lot of bites on the tail without actually hooking the fish. Could be wrong. We will see. I don't like super long tails on my crappie jigs, or really panfish jigs or any jigs. Now, it also came with the dibble book, came with a list of what's inside with a price list, came with a nice little sticker. It was supposed to come with, this is the first time they've ever screwed up, and that's completely fine. I'm not even going to complain or anything. They've done me well. If you guys are interested in getting a mystery tackle box, don't let this deter you. But it was supposed to come with one of these spinners, which is very interesting looking. The Strike, what's it called? Strike Pro, sorry. The Strike Pro Jingle Bell. So that's really interesting. It was supposed to come with that. Instead, it did not. It came with 2 of the other thing that it was supposed to come with, which is fine with me. They're awesome looking bait. But the Lake Lunkers fire colored jerk bait, it's a red and yellow. It's got reflective panels inside them that make the color actually reflect. And they've actually got a rattle to them. A lot of flash to the tail. They're a medium diver. They dive between 0 and 6 feet deep. You basically kind of slow retrieve them for a few cranks, get them a few feet deep, and then you let it pause for a second, let it return back to the surface. Now, some people will actually pop these and jerk these around, but what it actually recommends is just slow retrieve it down, let it sink up. Slow retrieve it down, let it sink up. And if it's a colder day, finickier bite, when you slow retrieve it down and you let it sink up, you actually let it pause for just a little bit longer of a second, and then continue to do that. But let me know if you would fish them differently, because a lot of people with jerk baits like to pop them, reel in the slack. So I think that's a pretty good bait. I'm not 100% sure why that came in the trout and panfish box. I know that jerk baits are good for trout, And you can catch crappie and other panfish on jerkbaits, but I feel like that would be almost more of a bass bait in my opinion. Could be wrong. What up, NKR? Crazy looking inline. It was wild. I really wish that mine came with that. I am a super big fan of inline spinners for multi-species fishing. I think that they're great baits. So I would have really liked to have that in there, but I'm not going to complain because it didn't come with it. It's fine. It really is. Skeletor the God, what's up? Thank you for joining in. I just got done recapping. You can go back and watch the replay, but I just got done going through everything that was in both these boxes that I unboxed. I usually drag these things on a lot longer and answer more questions and stuff like that. I have a bucket outside full of crappie that I caught today that I need to fillet, and it's getting closer and closer by the second to midnight here. And I got some crap to do tomorrow. So I'm actually going to end this thing, guys, in 2 minutes. So for the last 2 minutes, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, if there's any questions you guys have, anything like that, let me know. But I'm giving you a 2-minute warning right now. So here is what we are going to do. And you guys go ahead and ask any questions you have. NKR just got done watching a modified cars race. That's what's up. He said he's been helping with a pit crew lately, and he's been helping with like a pit crew for drag racing. And then he said that he got sponsored by a Nevco sanitation company, and that he might be making some money for some stuff with drag racing, which is super, super awesome, man. Congratulations. Not exactly the whole fishing and hunting type of thing, but definitely awesome. Hope that pans out for you, and I've been enjoying watching some of your experiences. You know, you're out there watching some of the drag races and getting some of that on film. So super cool stuff, man. Congratulations on all that. But what I'm going to do, guys, so bring up, how do I do this? Try to go to another screen. I'm going to YouTube right now. Let me turn off the volume so you guys don't hear nothing. And Fish Layer Freshwater is live. So what they are doing, they're talking about a fishing spot, Williamette Tualatin. I don't know, but they're talking about fishing spot with tips and tricks. I just liked the video. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually copying the link for that, and I'm going to end this thing here in about a minute, guys. And what I want you to do, if anybody has a few minutes to spare, wants to go help them out, wants to go see what they're talking about, I'm going to put the link in the chat. And when I get off here in about a minute, if there's no questions or anything, I'm going to head over to Fish Layer Freshwater's live. I'm going to hop in his chat, say what's up, and hang out for a minute. If you guys could come in there and type in RAID, R-A-I-D, type in RAID, and we're raiding them basically, in all capitals. Just say Sunfish King RAID or RAID Sunfish King, so he knows that I sent you guys. Because the really cool thing to do to raid somebody, have some viewers come over and check them out. You guys don't have to stay in there. If you just want to hang out for a few minutes and say what's up and see what they're talking about, if it is interesting and you do want to stay in there, that I'm sure they won't mind you staying in there and talking tips, tricks, and fishing with them. So, nah, man, go get that yummy meat processed. I'm glad I found this. In the words of Arnold, I'll be back. Yeah, Resin Rogue for sure. Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to the Sunfish Squad. I hope that some of we do a lot of different content on here, and it's not for everybody, but I hope that some of the either fishing, interviewing, the live streaming, I hope that something that we do is entertaining for you and that you can enjoy it and find some cool people to hang out with. So that's the whole goal here. I'm not doing any of this for money. If I do make any money off this channel and it does get monetized, it's all going to go back into making better equipment and having better live streams. That's the whole goal. It keeps me entertained and helps me meet new people. And then I also get a lot of tips and advice when it comes to fishing and outdoors. So really, 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 really like doing this whole YouTube thing. Carbon said, perfect live stream, bro. Just pulling into my driveway and had you on for the 3-hour drive. Yeah, man. For sure. Thank you for being here, Carpin. I really appreciate you. Guys, check out Raid Sunfish King. Check out Carpin Down Under. Got a nice channel, catches carp in Australia, so some cool places and stuff like that. But here is the link in the chat. I'm going to try to put it in there. That should be the link for Fish Layer Freshwater. So if anybody, there's only 3 people in here, but if any of you guys, and you guys don't have to stay, like I said, if anyone of you guys wants to click that link, go to Fish Layer Freshwater's live stream, hop in there and say Raid Sunfish King. Exactly what Resin Rogue just said, Raid Sunfish King. If anyone wants you to hop it, if any of you want to go in there, meet my buddies from Fish Layer Freshwater. They got a up and coming YouTube channel as well, and I'm trying to help them out and see what they, see what all they have going on and stuff like that, and just try to help them with this YouTube thing. So you guys head on over there and say raid Sunfish King. So we ain't got no more questions. I am gonna go, like Resin Rogue said, get that yummy meat processed. That is my next step. So thank you guys, and tune in for the next one. That is the link down there. I am headed straight over to Fish Layer Freshwater, so I'll see you guys there if you guys head over and just pop in and say raid Sunfish King. So let's see if we can get a few people over there. If you do pop in, make sure you hit the like button before you head out. So thank you guys for being here. Plenty more awesome live streams and stuff coming up, but I thank you a lot for hanging out with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the broadcast. Sunfish King out. Later, y'all, and I will see you next time.